Oh, welcome in. It's New Standards Friday. I'm not sure we're holding ourselves to any standard this morning, but I've got a ring light, so I'm not in danger of liver failure, as Alt's told me. He was afraid at the end. No, I truly do not have jaundice. I just, had a really poor setup before, but this ring light in a little OBS studio, and it does wonders, right? So I can bring that light up. I can look super white. I can press the buttons and get it right. Oh, now I can bring that warm light in, or we can go with that daylight. And
but also, you can't probably see the difference because you're colorblind.
The really pale stuff I really struggle with, man. All right, here we go. Yeah, that'll work. I think I screwed up the light settings. After I was like, Alt, is this good? No, is this good? You're like, yeah, that's good. And then boom. First thing I do, I get on and then just bung it up.
Well, how's it going today?
Pretty good. It's early on a Friday, so apparently we've got I don't imagine too many people are ready and feeling excited about their days. We've got exactly 6 viewers at the moment, but thank you so much for anyone who's scrolling by.
Yeah, shout out to the fam up early or across the pond.
Up late.
I
think we're going to get M-Boy really soon, James from family.lux, or just family. Let's call it just family.
Just family, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, actually, is it fam? We're getting it shorted to fam?
I don't know. We'll have to ask him when he comes on. Right. These are all questions and I need answers to. I woke up when he said, you need the answers to these questions. And I wrote them down. I wrote 10 questions down. And I said, by the end of this show, we're going to get every fucking answer.
Look at you being all prepared.
Do you really think I did that also?
You could have had me going there.
I did not. I did no such thing. I woke up, was like, did one of those things, like rearrange the skin on my face. and for a while.
Yeah, I've been struggling getting up. I'm still getting over this stupid sinus infection. So yeah, apologies if I sound like crap or you might see me mute. We'll see how it goes.
Is that?
Yeah, I'm in the last stages. I think it's my body is expelling all the toxic energy.
Is that lingering from the Denver trip? Is that
I got it actually, I had some semblance of it like before I left for Denver. Actually, like I could feel a little bit coming on, and this is something I get like every year. Yeah. So, but I started taking stuff like even before I left for Denver. So I'm like, okay, let me just start taking some Mucinex just to keep it under wraps because it's one of those things. I don't know if you ever had a sinus infection. Like, it always takes like a couple of weeks, anyways. But if you don't like take care of it or hit it with something right away, it'll like get inflamed and then last like 6 weeks, and it's so freaking annoying. Yeah.
Well, Sweet Feels is saying, just again not waking up over on the other side of the pond, but appreciate
the
day.
Good morning, fam.
Yeah, it is a good day.
It is.
So yeah, I don't know. I had that horrible sickness before I went to Denver, and I was really happy to not be sick.
Got it out of the way. Yeah.
Oh, dude, I was
just happy I wasn't feeling too bad in Denver.
Yeah, man, I was down bad. Down BAD bad. So what else? Well, we'll feel this out as we go through, but might as well just start looking at some stuff and chasing it around. So let me throw this up here.
Well, first, before we
all right.
Wait, hold on.
Oh,
you're on Twitter. Yeah, just go to my profile. The tweet I just posted a bit ago.
I'll go to the tweet you just. Yeah, okay. Let me
just kind of sums up how I'm feeling right now.
Okay, hold on. The tweet you just, not the pinned tweet, not the. Oh yeah, okay, I see it. Here we go. This one right here.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, you wanna
Yeah,
explain
you,
it?
you go for it. I want to see your interpretation of
All
it.
right,
Yeah.
real time now. You're getting a real time reaction. Let's make it bigger so we can really see it. You know what I really wish I could do? I wish I could just eliminate this sidebar. Like I wish I could just like click it and eliminate it while I'm streaming.
There might
But
be a way to do that, or at least like frame just a certain section of it. But
maybe we'll figure it out. All right, it says there's nothing going on with this chain. Crying face. Licks holder type B as in beta. I love how you Photoshop the chart on the wall. Good for
yeah,
you.
yeah.
And then on the right side, we've got holy shit, this ecosystem is going to be huge. That's the Lux holder type A as in alpha. And then you went and you grabbed screenshots and logos from all the stuff that has started to pop up very recently.
Not even all of it. I just ran
Yeah,
out of
just
room. I was like, okay.
yeah, just stuff. And I'm noticing things here that we don't even probably realize are on there. Like, look at this guy down at the bottom, Lendfinity. Interesting. What's that? It's Lendfinity alts.
I don't know. What's fuel? What is that?
Yeah, what's fuel? FUUL. This is early alpha for people who want to chase it down. We got this SQD integration that came through, which is really cool.
Yeah.
Again, that's on the developer side. That's more indexing data, but still super cool. I see Sol here in the middle.
So SQD was that AI? That's AI related as well.
Can be, yeah.
I thought I saw that.
Yep. And then Hyperlane up here. Look at that with Hashi. Yeah, there's a lot to be understood about this ecosystem for sure. And it's just, again, if you stare at the chart all day long, you'll be absolutely horrified because the fact of the matter is it's scary looking.
Yo,
what's up,
GM,
Rex?
correct.
Thanks
Speaking
for
of
stopping.
legends, yeah, man, legend of meme right there,
Meme master.
the meme lord.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, if you look at the charts, it's scary, but I mean, honestly, look at pretty much every chart right now. It's terrifying, right?
Yeah,
I get
well, that's why.
I get alerts on my phone from Coinbase. It's like Aave's down another 5%.
I was looking at some stats of ETH yesterday, and it was like even like their volume and their TVL and their on-chain activity and user, like it's all way down, man. It's way down. Like we're not the only ones hurting, man. Like,
I mean, Ethereum's a special case, right? Because ETH, they chose to do the scaling roadmap of like, we're going to push all usage out to the L2s and we'll just use the L1 as a settlement layer. And because of that, you're getting less transactions or just big ones when they come through, right? Because the L2s are settling back there. But that like day-to-day grind of, hey, I'm going to use the network for transactions to like do things, mint an NFT. 2021, it was like NFTs dropping and we're all going to fight each other in a gas war to get it.
Oh my God, the brutal days, man. Yeah.
Like those days are gone for Ethereum, the layer 1 network. And the reason is, again, they chose that alternative path to scaling. So now you have ecosystems where all the users are, they're out across all these L2 side chains, whether it be in the Optimism stack or out in Arbitrum, or insert your favorite L2 here if you have one. There's so many, I couldn't even begin to name them all. And you just got like this massive fragmentation. But that's why the team over at like Risk Labs, UMA, and Across, right across is the intent-based bridging that Unichain uses to create like this dynamic liquidity across all of these L2s. They're working on unifying Ethereum. So like kind of abstracting the chain away. That was kind of like a buzzword. Like that was buzz, right? Chain abstraction. It just to make it so like you can hook into all of these different ecosystems that have now come up. It's still, I don't think it's great for any one of these assets, right? As an asset class, like, oh yeah, Ethereum was super investable when there was so many high fees, but now there's narrative against it that certainly is, I don't know,
helping its cause right now. Yeah,
hurting, not helping its cause. The one you want to be in is you want to be in BNB, like for whatever reason, BNB has just been super steady,
I
right?
didn't even pay attention.
I mean, BNB is just hanging out here it's like at 580. And again, if you want to own Binance Spark Chain, go ahead. Like, I guess if that's your thing, uh, you can be real stable in that investment, so to speak. I don't know if someone wants to be stable there.
Or if you want to gamble for exponential possibilities, pick a small horse
Yeah.
before everything gets stacked on top of it.
Yeah, like Doge. Maybe Tron.
Tron. And I was just thinking about Tron the other day. I was talking with, I don't know who was it. I can't remember who it was. Somebody on Twitter. We were talking about poker, playing on chain and stuff. And I was like, yeah, I had this phase where one summer, well, maybe it's like a good 6 months. I played like a lot of poker on Tron. And it was good money. Like the games were super soft because it was like they had it was like some farming thing where you basically you play as you play, and then you earn the token of the casino, and then you can then use that for things and sell it or whatever like that. So people, like a lot of people were just coming in and just playing just to farm the token and didn't really even give a shit or know how to play, you know. So it was fun. Yeah.
So there was a lot of fish at the table, and you sharks were just like, and thank you.
Yeah, it was good. But like they were all pretty smaller games though. Like they weren't like the bigger games. There weren't that many of them. And you could only max table 4 at a time. That was all you could get going.
Yeah.
I wish I got like 20. That would have been nice. But yeah, whatever.
Alts is just sitting. He's like the Phil Collins of poker, like from Genesis. Instead of the circular drum set,
Phil Collins.
You're just surrounded in yeah, right. Like
I picture like Phil Gordon. It's like an OG poker player that kind of has the same vibe.
I was saying Phil, like Phil Collins, the Genesis drummer. Nobody knows what I'm talking about. Like anyone who's younger than me is like, what the fuck are you talking about?
And you're seeming older than you are too with that.
I
one.
know. Like, he's a guy, you know, like the whole drum kit that's like,
yeah. I mean, if you just say like, what is it?
In the Air Tonight.
Yeah. Well, the Mike Tyson version when he's like on what's that movie?
Oh,
the Vegas one.
The Hangover Part 2.
The Hangover Part 2. Yeah. I actually so I got to meet. I was in Vegas and got to go to a party for the Hangover 1, like a rap party with the cast and crew. Yeah, it was actually really cool. They were, it was a cool group.
I'm sure it was.
They were having fun. They were having fun.
I'm sure they were.
And you shoot. It's like if you're like a celebrity and you like shoot movies in Vegas, or if you're like even like a pro team and you go through it's like you're gonna have fun.
All right, this is what we're talking about.
Wait, guys,
Heisenberger.
what about the tiger? What if you got out? Oh, fuck. I keep forgetting about the goddamn tiger. How the fuck did it get in there?
I don't know, because I don't remember.
This isn't the right clip.
Keep it down. It's one of the
This isn't the right clip, but it's still like, wait a minute.
I was like, yeah.
Hangover 1, Mike Tyson in the Air Tonight.
Wait, maybe just scrub forward. Maybe that.
Right clip?
Take a look.
Oh, it is.
Come on.
Yeah.
Do we need a musical? Hey! Shh.
This is the song we're talking about.
Don't make any sudden movements.
I love the tangents we go on in this show.
Who the hell are you?
It's so ridiculous.
Quiet. Mike Tyson? This is my favorite part coming up right now. I can feel it coming in the air tonight. You cross my guy. But I've been waiting for this moment for all my life. One more time, guy. Oh Lord.
Oh God. I just love when celebrities or actors, whatever, can like make fun of themselves, and the meta in that is just unparalleled.
It's
So
so
good.
classic. Yeah. So anyway, Phil Collins, the drummer, who is given the, he's got the circular drum kit. It's like the most massive drum kit around him. I'm sure you could look up circular drum kit if you want to, but like it always brings it up for me. And I just imagine that's alts, but with mouses and keyboards and poker screens all around him.
Yeah, I never got more than like 2 of the big monitors, and then just throw them all across that. But you only get one mouse. That's the trick of it.
That's the trick. Yeah, you
Yeah.
need different setups, man. You ever see
It would
this?
be. Oh yeah,
Dude.
go ahead.
You ever see the setups where the guys like you have the bed and the monitors mounted off the wall, and like so you can just lay in bed and look at the monitor? You ever see those?
Yeah. Man,
Bastard.
so one time I actually had eye surgery one time on my eye, and it's like this procedure where they put like a bubble in there to basically, because they remove like this, they scoop out the gel that's in there, but then they have to like put a air bubble in there to like hold it. So basically, because it holds your retina together so it can heal. So the way it works is they put the air bubble in there, and you have to face down for a week because the air bubble has to rise to the top and hold it together. So I literally built this setup where I had a monitor on the floor so I could just sit there and work.
Wild.
Yeah. It was the inverse of the bed version.
That's super wild.
All right, what do you got here? Gradato?
I don't know. I spaced out there for a second because I was looking at, on the top you can see live viewers, and I was like, wait a minute. Live viewers, are they live? Like I couldn't
They're
figure
gonna
that
be
out.
dead.
Well, that's where my brain went, and then I was really struggling. So, all right, let's start checking these things out. So this is an application from Brave Universe. I think I heard a cat.
You're talking about dead people now. You got one in the room or what?
Yeah. So anyway, I think this is an application from Brave Universe. This is a grid-based lottery app. That seems to be catching on. People are buying tickets. So there's already 920 tickets in this lotto app right now. Ticket price is
Nice.
a tenth of Lux. So you can see that the pool in the weekly draw is already close to 40 Lux, and then the monthly draw is about 9.2 Lux, which is not huge money now, but like let's think about what this could be. Let's take the leverage long on it. So have you bought any tickets, Alts?
I have. I bought a few, and I got sidetracked yesterday working on something for Dracos, and I have like bookmarked. So the way it works is you can't buy a ticket on your own profile. You have to go to somebody else's profile to purchase tickets. Because like it also, there's a mechanism where if it's like kind of like the real lottery, like if you own a gas station and somebody buys a lottery ticket to your station and wins, you get like a revenue share of that. So I have a few more that I need to go buy. I was just trying to sprinkle it out and buy a few on a bunch of different profiles.
Really? So how can I who's got it on their profile?
Let's do it. We'll go to mine. I don't think anybody's bought any through mine yet. So
do you have it on your profile?
yeah, I added it to mine. Yeah.
All right, let's do this.
Bam.
Bam. Again, so simple. Little fuzzy search up here. Brought alts in.
Fuzzy. Yeah.
It's a fuzzy search. Go down. Let's find. Where would you have it? You've got so many.
I put it on the first page just so people.
Because you're
find
smart.
I think I did. There it is. Yeah.
Yeah, there it is. I like. Okay, let's reload that. I actually like that little animation. It's so simple to do, but not enough people give you the nice little loading screen.
It's clean.
Right.
Yeah.
It's something to look
nice
at.
too. So yes, that way you know it's actually working.
You know
Give it a
something's
second.
happening. All right. You can see I'm connected up here. So I've connected into Universal Everything. And what these, again, let me explain that. These are partitioned iframes, right? So they're little, little vessels that are independent of the other vessels. Okay. So when I do the one-click connect, I am connected here and here alone. But notice I'm not connected unless I want to be to any of these other frames, right? And if I want to stay connected, I can to these other frames. And notice this is a Web 2 frame. I can't connect to it. I just want to point that out for anyone who's watching, right? I get my
Yeah,
choice.
yeah.
I can connect or not connect, but notice how if I disconnect here, it does not impact the connection on this side.
Well, the beautiful thing too about this is once you connect, it keeps you connected. So if you like leave the page and come back, you don't have to keep reconnecting. And it's
Yeah.
also, I think it's also universal profile based. So like once you connect, I believe once you connect to like one, like if Grid Auto, if they had another application of theirs right next to it, another mini app, you're already connected to that one.
Hmm.
I'm pretty sure it works that way.
Don't know. That's interesting. That would be something to explore.
Yeah, I think so.
All right. So I can buy a ticket here. So you tell me I can
Yep.
click on the buy ticket button. All right. Perfect. Alt is the grid owner and I'm the profile.
I own the gas station. Yes. Thank you
You
for
own the gas station.
for buying a lottery ticket at my gas station.
Yeah. Perfect. So this is the two context accounts in the up provider. So you can tell, you can match who is the owner and who is not the owner, who's just the user. Alts would have a much different experience if he logged in because he would be both the grid owner and the profile. So in the case of this roast here, that's how Heisenberger is actually, and thank you, Heisenberger, right? This was obvious, but at the same time, I was overlooking it when I was trying to solve a problem on my end. That's why when I go to roast alts, it knows that I don't own this, although I do have the roast mini app on my profile. When I go to log in, I'm not getting my admin screen. What I'm getting instead is the roast for roasting alts' profile because it's matching these two addresses. And I'll tell you why that's important after we look at Grid Auto. So let's finish this up here. So then it asks us number of tickets. Why don't I buy 10 tickets, right? We'll spend 1 Lux on it.
Okay.
And then in order to keep it secure, because it's actually hashing this, this is how randomness is being, I love how it tells you enter security number for added randomness. So no one can look on chain and get answers they don't need. Shit. Hold on. And let me go back here for a second. I don't want anyone to know my secret number. Alts, can you guess my secret number?
Let me listen to you type it.
I already typed it, bro.
Fuck. Was it 3 digits or 2 or 1?
It's 3.
Okay, that's what I thought.
All right, I'm working to confirm this purchase because on the screen it's actually showing the randomness number, and I don't want to show you my randomness number.
Then it wouldn't be random, or it wouldn't be secret.
Then it would be less than the random that we want it to be. Here we go, and confirming transaction on my end. Skadoosh.
We need sound effects. Skadoosh.
That's how I live my life, man. Honestly, I live my life in the making random sound effects. When I'm driving down the street and I'm weaving in and out of traffic, I might be like, pew,
You might be like this.
spinning kick of fury. God, you have that on your soundboard. All right, so I have completed the transaction. You can see that there's more tickets in the pool now. And let's see, leaderboard, profile, past draws. On the leaderboard, you can give tickets. Is that something that actually happens?
Well, I don't really know, to be honest. I don't know if that works in the mechanic of whenever you buy on somebody else's, they get tickets also, or if you can just send tickets.
I don't know. So you've received 34 tickets and yourself is 6. So like, did I just like make some tickets from self? Maybe because I have no idea how this works. I would need this explained to me.
Well, so like I think the way it works is received means somebody came to your wall. Like I had, how many did I have? 26, 36?
You had
34. Okay, so you just added 10. So before that I probably had 24.
Oh, so I get them and you get them.
Exactly. Like because I had 2. I'd done 2. I'd done a couple. I'd done 3 and a couple, and then I had to stop yesterday. So
this makes sense.
Adding to mine, but yeah.
If people go to Brave Universe, that's why. That's probably the location where people are trying to find it right now.
Exactly. Yeah.
Lots of people are minting there. That's a cool mechanic. No, it's awesome. Like we got 35 people participating right now, which again doesn't seem like a big number, but it's 35 unique participants. And this will only scale as discoverability gets better. So that's actually really kind of cool. And on the monthly,
Add it to yours, and then I'll swing by and buy some.
all right, cloning. Go to my profile.
Yeah, I put out a tweet and people started replying to it. I was like, I need to find more profiles to go and buy more tickets. So that's cool. So shout out to the fam. I'll get to you.
Yeah, hell yeah. I love it. Little bit of a grid lotto. I'm just locking it in right now. So don't mind me. I got to sign a transaction. Whenever I'm like, don't mind me, it's because you can't see the browser extension right now.
We need another loading icon or something there.
I know,
Like transacting.
That would be awesome. Like if you had one more, just one more. All right, boom, done. It's on my screen now. Look at that.
Let me check it out.
Oh, and the tickets keep jumping.
So you can go to my profile, that button, and you can see kind of more stats and stuff.
Where are we looking?
Like click my profile.
Oh, my profile. There we go. Oh, this winnings.
Yeah, that'll tell you like your active statistics. Oh, it hasn't loaded yet. It takes just a second.
Yeah, because it's probably grabbing it from the chain. Winnings.
Okay, I see it on your profile.
Networks. Current draw 1. Total tickets 10. I bought 10 for myself. I didn't bought by others. No one bought tickets for me yet. Yeah, that's right.
Well, you just added it so nobody could. Yeah.
Yeah, that's how that works.
Okay, so I'm buying some on yours right now.
Yeah, dope.
Okay.
All right. While Alta's doing that, let's take a peek at where our story's at. What do you think?
Yeah. Let's check in on the story.
Right,
okay, I just bought your tickets, so yeah.
We'll check that out in a second. Let me reload this. It is there's probably some maintenance going on because I'm not seeing the profile image over here, so I can't tell who wrote it. But the story has moved on from the initial. Let's see. We'll read the story. Alta and ETH were QA testing applications on a live stream, and then a dinosaur ate a small donut. As the T-Rex swallowed the donut, the stream erupted in a sugary-filled explosion of pixels. A portal opened, revealing a secret world where donuts were the currency and dinosaurs were the overlords. Alta and ETH stumbled into a realm where dinosaurs ruled, and they became the donut tasters for the T-Rex king. Nice. Then we discover a hidden underground bakery where the scent of sugar and spices hinted at a rebellion brewing. As they sampled the bakery's pastries, Alta and ETH discovered that they had a rare taste for the sweet treats, granting them special powers. Oh, man.
Wait, so scroll back up a little bit. Like keep going. Oh, okay. And what are the numbers on the left there? Those little circles.
Numbers are going to be probably the last. Those numbers are some. Maybe they're the last 2 digits, or like a couple digits from your Ethereum address that's loading instead.
What would be sweet if that was like your profile, your PFP.
2626. Oh, it's the first 2 bytes after 0x, or it's the first byte after 0x. So like you have the, like you see that you can't see where I'm hovering.
Yeah.
This account is 0xF7 6EF9, right? So right now it's, I don't know why something's broken, so it's not pulling the image from the metadata.
Like it should be the PFP, right?
It should be your avatar. Well, Heisenberger says he's very lucky by default, and he's going to buy tickets right now. Yep, please do. Buy them all. You can buy them on my profile. Go, please, the Ethelorian.
So I was just looking too. Yeah, really quick on that. Like if you go to my profile and then networks, that will show you all the tickets you've bought and then all the tickets that people have bought on yours and give you a breakdown. So then you could like pull theirs up and go return the favor.
Oh yeah, look at that. Alt's bought 10 tickets. Nice. And then we got profile is again me, tells me what's going on. I bought 10. I currently have 20. And it'll tell me my winnings, which I have done. I did not win. I won nothing. Oh, we could alter the link for the new standards.
We
Because they
could.
still
Oh
have-
yeah, change the link to today's live stream. Yeah, do that.
We'll do that in a second. Oh, GM. That's Metaversal there. And hey, Metaversal, if you want to pop on, just let me know. Send us a DM, or just you got the link. Use the last link we gave you. Hop on in. Come join the fun on this
Join
Friday.
the ridiculousness.
really high energy Friday. So, since I'm here, let's add to the story. Alteneath donut transformation sparks a universal donut hunger. Call all dinosaurs. Okay.
All dinosaurs go to heaven. That's what
All dinosaurs turn into donuts. That's how the mass extinction event for dinosaurs happened. And that's also how I gained weight. I ate a lot of dino donuts. I'm wondering if Alt blinked out of existence. Are you still with
I'm
me?
still here.
Wait,
Oh, sorry,
no.
I'm just like
It's like,
testing some stuff.
where did you go? So if you see it spinning on the screen, the reason it's spinning is because I'm slow on the transaction confirmation. I wasn't paying attention because I have two monitors going and I got a lot of things up and things are full screen. I'm not on top of the triggering of the events. Oh, see, that worked. It just loaded my PFP when I just did that. Must be an indexing issue.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah. So there we go. All right. The reason I brought up the old, like, see who, the two context accounts, like, are you the owner? That actually was an issue that I was trying to solve with this guy. Now I'm just like, screw it. If you want to use it, it's broken. It's not perfect. So it will continue to get better over time, but this is the top 6, right? And the issue that I'm having with top 6 is I'm connected under my account right now. But what this needs to display is the default account of whoever I show up to. Like it needs to know, like the grid element needs to know, is this the new standards profile? And if it is, it should be showing the new standards top 6. It should not wait for me to connect. And then the reason it's empty is because I haven't set any addresses yet, right? Like I haven't set anyone in my top 6, but because we're here and I can do it, why don't we set this right now, Alt? I'll set one.
Okay.
For shits and gigs. What do you think?
Yeah, do it. Let's see what's up.
All right, we'll set one for shits and gigs. So off the screen, you can't see. I haven't implemented the indexer yet, so I can't search on my screen yet. So I'm actually grabbing your address on a different screen. So here we go. So I've grabbed your address. So what we do is we click to add. I punch your address in. It's going to signal a blockchain transaction. So again, you're not seeing this at the moment. It just blinked out of it for you.
Dad's in the house. What's up?
Okay. I'm signing this transaction. Long click to confirm. Boop. I don't know where. Whatever just happened, like my stream gate just disappeared. I know it's still active. I know you're here. I just don't know. I just don't know where. Oh, there we go. He came back. Okay. So I signed the transaction. So now when I connect my profile, I have alts, right?
Sick.
So now when I click alts, it pulls up all of alts' information.
Oh, sweet. Yeah, it auto-populates all that. That's dope.
Yeah, auto-populates all this stuff. So the idea would be if everyone has their top 6, you can just go from profile to profile and you can check out who people are interacting with, who they're friends with, the profiles that they find most interesting. Doesn't have to be just your friends. Could be like your top 6 favorite grid apps, right? If they have a home base where they live, you could easily go and just again take and curate that universal profile. This is meant to take on universal profile addresses, but it could be modified. I was talking to Jonathan Wan last night. These could be your top 6 LSP7 contracts that you love, or your top 7 or top 6 LSP8 contracts that you love. The only thing that would change is just how we're referencing the data on this pop over here. And you can see it's a little unstable still. So that's why I didn't put it in for the grant run. The follow button keeps blinking in and out. like again, this is in process. This is not a production level piece, but it does live out there. And if you really want to have it, you can. Just know that it's not as functional as it should be, and it doesn't behave the way it's supposed to.
Yeah, so just know if you have any issues, find Ethlorian on Twitter, shout him out, and complain.
Just tell everyone that Ethlorian sucks.
Ethlorian sucks.
Ethlorian's such an idiot. What
a douche.
What a dumb person he is. I can't believe he would try to do something so stupid.
All right, here, let's
all right, what do you got now? Hold on. I was just switching over to the new standards profile for a sec.
Well, I want to do a story. I haven't started one. Let's start one on mine as well.
Yeah, sure. So here's the new standards profile again, so you can just see. Oh, nope, I'm still connected to ETH, even though I've looked under new standards. It's annoying. Sometimes that happens. Anyway, all right. So where are we going with this? So I stopped going off into no man's land.
Let's just pause real fast. Let's start a universal story on mine, so the people that haven't seen the beginning of it, they can see what we're talking about as well.
All right, hold on. The way you're doing it is
how do I do it the other way? What's the easiest way?
So you just share your screen, and then I can make it full screen.
What present?
Yeah, present your screen, and then I can make it full screen, and then we can do this the proper way.
Okay, let me see.
Otherwise, it's going to be too small for everyone.
Okay, how's that?
Boom, just like that. Now you just got to zoom it in. Got it. Look at this. See, we've taught alts to fish.
Hey, you know what?
He will never starve again. There will be no starving of alts today.
Wait, so you can still? I don't even know what our screen looks like now, because now I got this.
I can see it. Don't worry about it. You're good.
Okay. I'm just making sure. I had to pull up our feed just to make sure that it looks right. Okay, so yeah, let's.
The director and you can't handle it. I gotta get feedback.
Gotta make sure. Yeah, I gotta make sure I'm not messing it up.
I gotta make sure I can see it.
But let's throw me some prompt ideas.
Let's talk about some Lix betas.
All right.
Is that the pup in the background?
Yeah, my pups.
Pups are giving you
Going
some
crazy in
ideas.
there.
So I went for a walk to the coffee shop. I'm just waiting patiently for you to start this story.
Wait, I'm typing it.
I know. I just here. I'm trying so hard. I'm just trying so hard. So while Alts is putting his story in, hold on a second. Don't send that yet. Just so you know, if I'm on. Oh, I'm like, why is this not working? If Alts is doing that on my screen.
Oh, I hit the max characters.
Oh, I'm seeing this on my screen. So I'm looking at this, and Alts is looking at that. So you can see it's not.
Oh, you're just seeing black.
It's not active. It says only the profile owner can start the story. So if you own this app and you put it on your widget, your grid, but you do not activate your story, people can't interact with it. They're going to get this default screen here. So you have to start the story like Alts is doing right now.
Okay, but they can see it because I'm sharing my screen. So okay.
Well, I was flipping back and forth between screen shares so they could see what's happening.
Right. Okay. So let me begin adventure.
Again, Daz, I'm not sure I'd call us gentlemen. I'm not a gent in any way. I'm much more rough around the edges. You're like, shut up, man. Just go.
I was yelling at my dog. Hey, give it a break. Give it a rest.
All right. Puppy want. Oh, you starting it?
Yeah. There we go.
All right. Alts is starting it. Oh, there we go. So your grid widget isn't huge.
Oh yeah, I need to change the size of it, I guess.
So I'm
I'm
because
having to scroll now. Yeah.
what happens next? All right, I'm reloading my frame right now. Oh, I got it. So I have a puppy
All right.
whines in the background, reminiscent of a beta, a beta of the beta level yelps that come from those oblivious to what's happening in the Luxo ecosystem. All right, now I get to choose.
You want to share your screen now?
Yeah, I think it's really interesting that, like, let's look. Your first one says the puppy's whine harmonizes with a strange hum and the room begins to distort. Mine says the puppy's whine grew louder and the room began to distort, revealing a hidden entrance to an underground bunker. So, like,
Okay.
similar stems, but they're not
Yeah.
exactly the same. Right? Here, I'll go back to yours. Let's just keep flipping between Alts and I's page. All right, here we go. I'm sending one. I'm
Oh, you're bringing one.
recording my transaction on the blockchain. Here we go. And confirmed. So we'll see that come through in a minute. I think if you reload your frame, it's already completed.
Yep. The puppy's whine was a warning as a massive shadowy figure emerged from the darkness, its eyes fixed on the puppy's owner.
That's right.
I like that. Okay, we'll leave that, and then somebody else can come in and pick it up from there.
Yeah, please do. Please come through and use people's apps. That's the way good things happen, right? And I guess this is a kind of solid transition to, there was a tweet yesterday that I don't have prepared now. It was someone responding, I think, to Wolf, and they were like, well, there's only like one developer in the ecosystem. And I was like, hey, it wasn't that snide. It was like, yeah, we need a lot more Amirs, which we do. Amir is a legend. Let's clone that guy, get 10 of him. But if you look around, like, there are more developers that you're probably just not even aware of that are out there, and they're dropping mini apps and they're engaging. And it's just a matter of, like, maybe corralling that and making it visible for everybody. So there's a developer community that is visible. But I wanted to highlight this morning, like, let's look at some of the submissions from the Dora hacks. We don't have to look at all of them, but let's look at a couple from some developers that you might know. Like, one of them is Boz from Streamgate, right?
Yeah.
And Inkso, right? Boz is a cool guy. He was in Denver and he dropped like a visualizer app. Did you get that working? Have you played with that at all?
I didn't connect my Spotify yet. I just was checking it out.
Okay, let's just check it out. We don't necessarily have to beta test these things in real time. Let me bring up the Dora hacks. But there are more developers than you're probably aware of. Again, look at someone like Heisenberger, who has more of like a public presence, but he's out there working all the time, right? He dropped a bunch of mini apps. Daz says this, Alts. You want to answer this?
How do the mini apps look on the mobile app? I find the apps are good on desktop, but not user-friendly on the mobile browser. Yeah, I mean, everything is currently definitely more designed for desktop. They function, most of them function on mobile, but yeah, we're not quite designed for mobile yet.
Not quite designed for mobile yet. Actually, you know what? I'm going to share something because I have it. I think I have it loaded on my screen. Not everything is designed for mobile yet. However, like, there's definitely a consideration being made for mobile. One of the submissions for this round of Hack the Grid was Soulfeed. And we don't have to get deep into what Soulfeed is right now, but I just want to share this video because you bring up astutely, Daz, that right now these mini apps aren't being maybe optimized for mobile.
Well, let me say this really fast too, is that you got to keep in mind that a lot of these are coming out through hackathons, so it's just the MVP is all we're seeing, right? Because it's such a time crunch. So these things can definitely be optimized for many apps, but the first iterations are going to be focused on desktop for sure.
Yeah, actually, this isn't even a good video. I'll find a better video.
Yeah, that video sucks.
Yeah, that video is terrible. I can get one that's much longer with more demonstrations of like what's actually happening. Let me find that. I'll effort to find that. Now I'm getting distracted again. Once again, ADD taking over. Hardcore. Can't stop it. All right, here we go. So this is anyone can look at this. This is on the Dora Hacks page. This is the Luxo Hack the Grid 2 page here. You can see all of the submissions. There was 41 submissions. Some of these you probably have interacted with already. Like you might have interacted with Frame It, the ability. This is what Amir dropped. Take any NFT, put it in a kind of a nice background. Alts, did you work on that at all? It felt like it had your fingerprints on it.
Unframe it? I mean, no, I gave a little bit of insider feedback, but yeah, that was all Amir.
Okay. There's some here that like they're cool to check out. Who knows who's actually going to win? Like Lookup allows you to do natural language commands through an AI, and then your profile will then take those actions. So you can be like, hey, send 1 Lux to Alt Anonymous. And then the AI actually goes and automates that entire process, which is super cool.
That's super cool. Yeah.
Right. And then pairing that with like Pump Room, which Pump Room was like, hey, make an LSP7 token, and then it prompts you to fill it in and then generates the token for you. This is cool stuff, right? These are super cool things. We certainly don't want to make it sound like good things aren't happening here. All right, hold on. Daz says, I get it. It's early, so wouldn't expect it yet, but they will need to translate to mobile really to drive adoption for long-term success. In my opinion, I don't think I spoke English there. Long-term success, in my opinion. I love what's been done so far. I agree, Daz. I love what's been done so far as well.
Yeah.
What I really do hope is, again, all of these iframes are super optimized for the mobile screen, but it's a hackathon. At the end of the day, it's a hackathon. So like this stuff is being thrown out the door on mainnet, so you can touch it, use it, feel it. Like there's not a lot of money at risk, but there's lots of issues, UX issues, UI issues that can be solved, clean, tidied. And that's what the winners will get. Like you won some grant money, so go back and fix this stuff, right?
Yeah.
Like that's the whole idea here. So,
but I think you're right though, Daz. Like you did touch on that. Like that's how you're going to see some actual virality, because like imagine a mini app that you can use on your phone, where it's like completely account abstracted away, and it's just like you just go play and have fun, and yeah, like that type of stuff can really sprawl.
This type of stuff could really sprawl. All right, let's look at it. Let's look at this one, Alt. You know, like here's a good one. This is Fizz. Fizz Arf or Not. Like Fizz is the one who put this in. This is coming from Lux Seals, and this is actually like polls on the grid. Have you played with Arf or Not yet at all?
A little bit, yeah, a little bit. I had it on my grid. I think I might still have it on there.
Yeah. Okay. Do you have? Okay. If you have it on your grid, let
me look. I don't know if I still have it on my grid.
See if you have it, because like on-chain polling is another cool use case. Anybody can add a poll. If you don't, we can add it to the grid real quick, and that would be an exercise in just showing people how to add, again, an iframe if you're not comfortable with it. Not that it's hard. It's actually super easy.
Oh man, yeah. It might be quicker if you just do it. Like I have so much stuff on my grid. I just go like I have a miscellaneous page where I just put on all sorts of cool shit that I stumble across. But it takes a minute to.
Metaversal is coming on, isn't coming on. Yeah, Metaversal is going to come on in a minute, which is great. So we're going to get Metaversal on.
Nice.
He's going to want to talk.
Did you ever hit James up? Hear back from James?
I did. I sent him a link, and he hasn't gotten on. All right. What was I doing? I already forgot.
You were about to just clone that to your profile so we can play with it.
Remember,
I have it on mine. I can't find it.
Remember I told you yesterday, like I have to have notepads on my desk to sit here and make sure that I keep it together.
Well, we need to design a mini app that can sit in Ethlorian's grid that just like It's like AI, so it like registers what he's supposed to be doing, and it just gives him like a notification.
And
Maybe an
AI
arm comes out of
assist-
his computer screen and slaps him.
All right.
Get back in
This would
line.
be- This would be a good one. An AI assistant that is just listening to me all the time and then populating a task window. Right.
Exactly.
That would be great.
Yeah, with a notification. It's like, bro.
That would be great for two reasons. One, I could see all of the nonsense ideas that I state that are like, this is a good idea during the course of my day. Like I'm totally going to do it and I don't have any intention of doing it. And then two, it would keep me on task with the small ones that I absolutely have to do. And I just overlook because I've ideated so many nonsense ideas. All right. Did you have this on your profile?
No, I don't have it right now currently.
All right. All right. So what we'll do is I'm going to go to the link here, right where it's deployed on Vercel. I'm going to grab the link. I'm then going to go over to my universal profile. Actually, I'm on Alta's, so let's go to my profile. I'm going to hit the pencil, which is then going to allow me to add a new content. I'm going to click new content because I just grabbed the link. This is why it's so easy. You don't have to do anything special. It's going to drop the link in the iframe. We're going to hit save. I'm going to adjust the size of it so we can see what's happening. Let's make it even bigger. If you ever come to my grid, you're going to be like, this guy has no artistic presence. And it's because I optimized it so I can use it. All right. And then let me click save. And while I'm getting this transaction locked in.
Yeah, Eve's a function over form kind of guy.
Yeah, big time, dude. All right. So here we go. Let's get StreamYard back while this is loading up. Welcome, Metaversal, to the stage. Dan, how are you?
Good. GM.
GM, buddy.
Yeah, just woke up, got my tea.
Great.
Cheers.
Great.
Cheers.
Oh, I love it. He did it. Hey.
Oh, everyone's got one. Oh, there we go.
You know where this one came from, Eve?
Blurred out. Is that from your Luxup store?
Nope. That came from a street shop in Istanbul.
Oh, no shit. See, you were smart.
Nice.
I went out when I was like, I saved it. I'm like, the last morning before we wait for the flight, I'll have plenty of time. I've got like 6 hours. I'm just going to go out and hit the shops around the hotel. And then it was the worst weather.
Yeah.
I was like, well, I guess no one's getting a souvenir.
I got to get one of those hat salts. That hat you were wearing.
Oh, you
in
like this one?
Denver. Yeah. No, the one
Oh,
you're
the one
wearing.
in East Denver. Oh, yeah.
It's a
The
sweet.
snapback. Yeah.
Yeah. Were you giving some of them out? Someone said you were giving.
I brought a
hats
couple.
out.
I had just brought a couple to give out. Yeah.
Nice.
I
Yeah,
should've-
Are you selling those on your store?
Yeah. Which I don't know. Once I don't know if is Upcart officially live. I just see it says demo store, so I don't know if I can actually launch one.
I'm pretty sure it's
Take
live.
minutes.
You could reach out to Wissam, but I'm pretty sure it's live. Hold on a
That's
second.
what I thought. Yeah. So I just need to go through the process of trying to rebuild and redesign it because that would be sweet to be able to use Upcart directly. I currently have the shop up. It has its own universal profile, and then there's forums on there you can contact and stuff if you're interested in anything. So look at
Yeah. I was thinking about doing that for we were chatting a little bit about doing like the picture frame, the digital picture frames.
Yeah.
So I was thinking about doing something like that. So because Amir created that little mini app.
Yeah.
To kind of display your NFT, so you could use that as an example of what it would look like, and then you could actually go to the store to buy a digital picture frame for your NFT. I don't know. I thought that would be kind of cool.
Dude, they're all good ideas. You kidding me? It doesn't matter what the idea is. There's no bad ideas. I think if it resonates with you, it's going to resonate with someone else. This is the snapback that MetaHeads logo that Alt hooked me up with in Denver. It's in a bag because I'm a pack rat. I like to like collect things and never touch it. My wife is like, you have 50 t-shirts that you've never worn that are just all folded
man.
nicely. Like, why? Wear them? Like, because I got it at this thing and I can't ever touch it.
Oh, you're a
Especially, yeah.
collector, huh?
Well, only for like, not for everything, but certain things are like sentimental. I'm like, Alt gave me that hat. I can't ever wear it. It's got to stay in plastic.
Yeah.
Where other things I'll wear it until it falls apart.
Yeah.
Actually,
Yeah.
my wife was making fun of me, Dan, when she was like, "You're like Homer Simpson. You have the same wardrobe you wear every day, jeans and a white t-shirt." And I was like, it just simplifies things. Oh, look
Yeah.
at this.
Oh snap!
Yo,
Look
Let's
at
go.
the boys.
What's up,
welcome
buddy?
to the stage, James from Family. Nice. This is
Thanks
awesome.
for having me. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, no.
I noticed you did that interview with Lucian. I haven't seen it yet, but looks interesting.
Yeah, dude, Lucian dropped some news that I think you guys gotta hear about,
Oh.
especially about the bridge and like incentivizing DeFi and stuff like that. So that's gonna be, that's gonna
We
be.
can pull it up and
exciting.
watch it right now. It's only an hour long, right?
Do you want to give us any like a TLDR, or you? I mean, don't spill the beans. We want people to go and watch your podcast. So
Yeah.
maybe you could give us a couple teasers that would incentivize people to go over there and watch it. But don't give away the meat. What can you give us that'll really hook us?
Now, just some insights from Lucia. Some alpha regarding the
Alpha.
liquidity pools and stuff like that. So I think they'll probably release more news about that down the line when the bridge is out. But yeah, just some insights about his time from finance and coming into Luxor, and bringing some new mindset into it. It's really cool guy, Lucian.
What inspired you to do the interview? And are you planning to do more interviews?
Yeah, I'm gonna try to get Marjorie next, man. That'll be a good one.
Yeah.
But yeah, now we've been trying to do it for a while before ETH Denver and stuff like that. So we got Sarah involved, and she helped us out with the questions and stuff like that. So that was good.
Nice.
All right, I'm actually just very quickly efforting. Want to make sure people know where this link is, so I'm going to share this screen and put it up. So if you're wondering, because I can't get the comment. Oh, we're incepted right now. Oh no, we're not. I'm looking at the interview. There we go. Go to Family Luck, right? go to that Twitter. You can see it's about an hour long. You've got James and you've got Lucian. Again, Lucian, super cool guy, managing director for Fancy. Getting to know him better as met him in Bangkok, spent more time with him in Denver. Super bright guy, well connected, good perspective. Interesting. I'm glad. I can't wait to watch this interview. I'll probably not watch it. I'll probably listen to it while I'm walking later.
Yeah.
Old man.
It's a good listen for sure. Yeah.
All right. Just so you know, I want to throw that up on the screen there. All right. Hold on. We got a couple comments here that I want to make sure that we bring up because they're referencing you guys here. I'll hide me on the bottom because the comment's going to come over me and all. So here, go like that. And I don't care if my face disappears, but you guys are so beautiful. One, Guna says, Metaversal, are you able to talk to us all about the DeFi? So that would be a topic maybe we'll talk about in a second. Within reasons, I don't know if we can spill all the beans, but I know that maybe not give away too many names, but we could talk about what we heard. And then Angel D says, James, did I hear his brother works for Kraken? And that's Lucian. Well, Lucian used to work for Kraken. I believe his brother is in the Crypto Valley in Switzerland. Right?
Yeah, his brother is well connected. That's what I know. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he's in more in the finance side of things. Like I don't know if it's like VC type work or but yeah, he's
Did you guys
pretty
get to
well
chat with his
connected.
brother at all?
No, I just talked to him about what his brother does a little bit. Yes, and apparently his brother is the one that helped him get the job with Luxo, I believe.
Yeah, made the connection. Yeah.
Yeah.
I met his brother briefly at this AI event that I went to with Lucian and Kriegel, and his brother was there. We chatted briefly. It's too bad that they were going out to lunch, and I would have loved to join, but I already had a commitment because we were shooting that. We were going to the skate park to do that little bit with Annalisa and grab some content, so I couldn't join for lunch. But nice guy and definitely, I mean, good people. If you didn't know, Lucian's a CFA, like chartered financial analyst. So like that's a legit credential in the finance world, right, Dan?
Yeah. I actually did a little internship one season to take that like Series 7. I was thinking about becoming a financial advisor. Yeah, I took one of the I took one of those tests. So you have to take this. I think it's like I think you gotta take like a Series 7 exam or something like that for that. So
I think it might be more aggressive than that. I know because my brother, who worked for years in financial markets consulting, like he was studying for the CFA, and he was like, at one point he gave up on it. He's like, screw this. I don't need to study that hard. I don't need this credential for what I'm doing. It's actually very, very rigorous. So cool. Yeah, super cool.
Yeah, you got to have a lot of knowledge to be able to get that. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm down to talk about DeFi. If there are any specific questions, let me know.
All right. Well, we derailed. We were going over mini apps, but since we have you guys on, let's pivot from the mini apps for a bit. And let's talk some turkey around DeFi. What was your feeling coming out of ETH Denver, because we haven't had a chance to debrief, right? As much as we were like, hey, it was great. It's great seeing you. Good luck getting home. How'd you feel about it, Dan? Like, what was your
ETH Denver was awesome, man. Yeah, it was great. Just getting to know everybody and talking about everything that's going on, and almost running over Jean.
Actually, can we get that story from the horse's mouth because you were in the car?
I put out that. Did you guys see that meme that I put out?
Classic. I'm gonna go find it.
That's the story. No. I mean, yeah, we were just. I don't even remember where we were going. We were all just piling. We just all piled into like a big Uber, like it was like a Uber XL, and so I think we were in like some like black SUV or something, and I was sitting in the passenger side in the front seat, and we had this Uber driver who was he was chatty. He was a pretty cool guy. He was like, we were just chatting it up, and then all of a sudden like I think we were at a red light, and then the light turns green, and so he starts going, and then here comes Jean coming across the crosswalk in a scooter, like just blowing right through the red line, like just oblivious. Yeah, there he is.
But yeah, solid like 3 seconds into the green light. It was.
I don't know what he was thinking. He just wasn't.
James, you're in the car too?
Huh?
Yeah, I was in the back somewhere. I think we're
great.
He wasn't paying attention at all. Like he didn't even notice. And I was like, "Oh shit! Like stop!" Like I was like, look out!" And the driver didn't even notice. Like he didn't see him at all until like he heard me eventually, and then he looked and he was like, "Oh shit!" And he slammed on his brakes and he got all pissed off. He's like, "Damn scooters!" And he was like, those freaking scooters, they need to watch out. And I was like, hey, that's our friend.
Dude, John didn't give a fuck, man. He just kept on going. He didn't even look back. He just kept on scootering down.
He had no idea. That's why I put that oblivious look on his face.
Oh, that is awesome. It's a great meme. I'll tell you that. Absolutely great meme.
Yeah, I used Kava to create this.
Well, genius work. This is genius work. Someday this is going to go into, we talked about a long time ago. This goes back to like 2021, making a museum of artifacts from the Luxo ecosystem, telling the story. And that has like, I started curating it at one point. It has like old NFTs from alts. It has the ERC 725 up can, right? Like it alts made this like picture of the 725 up, like it was like a 7-Up can. And Fabian used it in a presentation, I think in 2021. And I have the NFT, like alt made it. And I was like, bought like a long time ago. So like those types of things, a pink pill bottle, this meme right here, that goes in there. This is in the museum, right? We'll make a virtual museum. You walk through and you see all this nonsense.
Well, and we're waiting on Kev to release the footage so we can make another meme. Another scooter crash related meme.
Oh, scheisse.
Oh yeah, I want to see that footage. Yeah.
Oh man.
He was wearing a GoPro, huh?
Yep.
On his chest.
That's awesome.
On his chest.
Yeah, I missed all the scooter fun. I left. I think I left the day after in the morning. So, Yeah, or
Scooters are
maybe
a lot of fun.
yeah,
Yeah, we got
dangerous, obviously.
big time. Andreas messaged me multiple times. He's like, "Hey, you've talked about that scooter now twice on a live stream. I feel really bad." It's like, because he's the one who told me about the scooters. I mean, they're everywhere.
Yeah.
I mean, let's be
He
honest.
was like,
but
"Yeah, I'm just taking one down to the conference, 20
Yeah,
miles on the
where
highway."
was Andre? He loves those scooters. He probably would have been busting out tricks on those things.
yeah, we were out late at night. You know, I was trying to convince more people, but everybody was a little bit more everybody was a
Tired.
little bit more,
Yeah.
what do I want to say, responsible.
Uh,
Like he was responsible. He was going out every day. He's networking. He's trying to get things done.
yeah,
Me-
I did notice that there wasn't a whole lot of people out there drinking while we were out. Because if you do, you're just gonna be completely like dead.
Useless. There's no need.
Yeah, and like Lucian was like, free drinks, and like there was like basically free drinks for everyone. It's like, no, I'm good.
Yeah, no.
That's totally gonna wipe me out if I drink. I mean, when you're running around like that, and then like coming back, I got sick. Actually, I was like totally wiped out for like, I don't know, I had the flu or something for like 5 days or something. Gave it to my wife, and so that on top of just being completely wiped out, I slept for like 5 days.
James,
Yeah.
did you get sick coming back from Denver?
Yeah.
Because Paul's got sick.
Yeah, I had a fever. I was out for like 2 days. I think everyone got sick, man. I was speaking to Annalisa got sick as well, apparently. So yeah, I feel like everyone got sick. Yeah.
Yeah, gotcha.
It's bound to happen when you're around so many people. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and traveling too. I think. Yeah, just being on the move all the time. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. So, James, what was your experience in Denver? How did it feel for you? Like, what was your take? I realize this was now a couple weeks ago, but it's great. We were all there, and everybody had an individual experience. Alton and I've kind of talked about what we did. Like, what were you up to? How was that for you?
That was my first ever like crypto conference, man. So I had expectations that the actual venue of the conference would be like so much better, but I don't know. It felt pretty bland in terms of things, but made a lot of connections and also, met some of the blockchain teams that we want to also explore or like hopefully use some of our solutions in the blockchain and create some learnings and findings through that process. So overall, yeah, very productive week for us, and also seeing you guys and meeting you guys in person definitely helps, man. I think it really creates that connection with real life events. Is different, yeah, compared to just speaking in like through this kind of stuff is different in person.
Yeah, you realize that the people are real, and you also get a sense for like the general energy they bring to like what's happening. Yeah, so it's always a good bonding experience. I really appreciate that. Oh,
I can tell you, James is grinding the whole time in the hotel, just working on the laptop, interviews, meetings with investors. So I got high hopes for your project, and he's a hard worker, I can tell you.
Yeah. Right.
man's on a mission for sure.
Yeah, that's all I know, man. I know nothing else. I feel like gotta keep busy, and also it's fun for me. I like talking with different people and sharing ideas and stuff like that. So I've been, especially like Daniel during like our talks. Like smart. Daniel's a very smart guy. So I was keen on hearing more about DeFi and stuff like that from his side, because yeah, I feel like he has some insights that he wanted to share.
Yeah. I actually talked to Jonathan last night a little bit more about the DeFi stuff. So I mean, nothing's really changed, but basically I think what the shift is that Fabian's kind of loosening up on the DeFi side of things. I think he's been pretty, resistant to going down that route, just because we're trying to create this social ecosystem, which makes sense, but we also need the liquidity too. So I think that's starting to come through, and the team is seeing that. And so, we're trying to create these flywheels where people want to be able to have collateral. So if you can create like things like liquid staking tokens, you can stake your Lux and then you can collateralize it and use it in other ways, and you can also leverage that. So, you kind of need this like whole flywheel ecosystem. And that's coming, and along with the bridge, so it's interesting. There's so many. I was actually watching this video from Jeff Bezos, which is like in the .com crash, the price of Amazon came down to like $6, and he's like, well, I keep looking at all of our metrics, like customer service and sales, and like everything just keeps getting better and better. Well, I mean, if you look at what's going on in the Luxo ecosystem, it's like everything just keeps pushing forward. Like we've got, I think, 42 submissions now on the second hack, the grid, and there was like 22 on the first one, so we like doubled the amount of submissions. And the bridge is coming, DeFi is coming. There's like it's like every single metric just keeps getting better. I mean, like that pump room, like that AI pump room that Amir did is awesome. The Up Store is awesome. I mean, like there's just so many cool things coming, and it just keeps progressing. And I do think we're headed towards a bear market in the actual economy, like a general economy, especially in the United States. But Luxo just keeps going in the right direction. So, for me as an investor, it's like an opportunity, right? I mean, yeah, maybe it doesn't. Sometimes things don't work out, and that's just the risk that you take. But if you're an investor in crypto and you're wanting to invest in altcoins, then to me, Luxo is the best risk reward that is out there, So, and it's cool because the it's like developers are what you see on the blockchain. It's like a lot of developers, a lot of people I've heard people complaining on Twitter like, oh, developers are the ones that like are investing in Luxo and they don't like know what they're doing, and they don't care about price. And it's like, to me, that's all a good thing. all the developers are the ones like on the blockchain that are pushing it forward, and that's exactly what you want to see. So yeah, I mean, hopefully the token price follows, but I think actually Luxo will probably be one of the better ones to hold in the bear market. It seems to be holding up better than some of these other I mean, it's like it's now turning into a stable coin sitting around $1,
Yeah, it's kind of found its floor already. We had like the fall of confidence from Liquid to now, right?
Mm-hmm.
And like even it just like you make the joke, it's a stable coin. You said Fabian is loosening up on DeFi, but I think it's important to like give context for that. And that is like, if you were super open to DeFi when the network first launched in May of 23, you didn't have the supports for LSP7 based token economies, right? You really couldn't support that. We didn't have the tooling for it. None of the existing DeFi that might have ported over because it's an EVM and you could just like basically copy paste because it's a clone of Ethereum proof of stake would have been prepared to integrate with the really special abilities of the universal profile and the LSPs that add on the functionality, right? So there wouldn't be the token recognition like you get for your universal profile. Right now, if someone creates an LSP7 on the network according to the standard, your universal profile recognizes it right away, populates your universal profile. If an ERC20 is deployed on the network, you can't see that. There's no auto detection. So now it's going to have the same experience that you had on Ethereum proper, one of the L2s. And all that would have done is flood the network with transactional throughput that, yeah, might have brought some TVL, but it would have been TVL on the wrong standards. It was literally the reason that this network was created, to be a playground. Now you have this playground with more mature feature set around the standards. Now's a great time to bring on some of these DeFi protocols that are actually implementing the standards in a full suite, like in a native way, so they can function correctly with this hyperlane bridge, this hashy, let's call it this hashy bridge. So when tokens are brought over from Ethereum proper, someone asked the other day in the user interface, I hope it's not just Gnosis that's bridging. No, this is meant to be like a parallel bridge that moves between these L1s, right? So there's a bridge from the Ethereum L1. When you bring over a stable coin, if you, let's say you had USDC, it comes as an ERC20, moves through the bridge apparatus, and on the other side, it comes out an LSP7. Because it's an LSP7, which is now a wrapped USDC, now your universal profile will be able to recognize that token on the network. You'll get all that native functionality. It'll be able to integrate with a universal receiver. There's, again, all of these standards are built for the user experience. If we had propped up DeFi too early, we might have swallowed all of the empty space that we really want to grow into, and then that would have been a problem, because then we would have had a congested network. Everyone would have said, this sucks. Why is the gas so much? And now we've got problems. Has it been painful not to have DeFi? Yeah, I'm certainly the person that was probably like number one of the people out there that was like, come on, you can't have a creative economy with no economy. That being said, right now, as you know, we all talk to the same people. I mean, I sat at breakfast that morning across from two of the three founders that are launching integrated protocols on Luxo. This stuff's knocking on our doorstep. Like, it's an Aave v3 fork, which will create this collateralized lending and money markets, but it's implementing not just the native coin of the ecosystem. Lux is akin to ETH, but also LSP7 tokens natively into the format. Like, that's what we want, right? So if you're Madsky or you're in the Lux Seals and you love fish, you want to be able to get fish as an LSP7 token in that lending market if it's important, right? Or Fabs or Chill or whatever it is that's made.
Yeah, thanks for clarifying that. Yeah, you're better at explaining it. But yeah, that's definitely the case. It's kind of a double-edged sword, right? Because it was like, if we brought on DeFi too early, then we risk just having this, like you said, like just congested kind of another, DeFi network, which, we're trying to avoid. Basically, the whole point, the whole point of Luxo is to create a social, to move the blockchain forward, with the new standards in the right way, right? Not to just do the old thing. So it made total sense to push that off. And now is really a perfect timing with the bridge coming on, being able to bridge over the LSP7 tokens, like, and have it set up the right way. And now it's like, there's no going back, anyone that brings on, ERC20 tokens, is going to be, a dinosaur at this point in the Luxo ecosystem. And so, yeah. And it's that, but hopefully what we're trying to do is create more transactions on the network and more liquidity in the network, which is definitely something. I basically think that Luxo, the reason why the price is dislocated or is undervalued is, or maybe it's properly valued because of these issues. But I mean, the first thing was the marketing, right? So the marketing wasn't really proper to begin with. I think it should have been marketed as a social blockchain in the beginning. But now that's been corrected. So that's one of the three things that should bring the price back up. So that's like, okay, undervalued because now we've corrected the marketing. So, but the price hasn't come back up. So it's like you're holding a beach ball underwater, right? And so you've cut one of the strings, which is the marketing that's been holding it down, or one of the, the posts. And now it's the liquidity, right? It's always been a lack of liquidity, and it's been difficult to get the token. Well, now we're cutting that post as well. So now you've really just got one post left, and that post is just having enough development on the network. That's the third thing. You need enough development on the network, and there's lots of development going on right now. So that's getting hacked away. So the beach ball, in my opinion, is just being held down by like a thread at this point. But there is one last thing, which is the macroeconomics, which is the recession that looks like that we're going into in the United States. So that could continue to hold the beach ball down, but hopefully it it does well in the bear market. That's my hope, is that if we have a bear market, that because we've hacked away at all these things that have been holding the beach ball down, maybe it can even rise in the bear market, or at least not go down as much as the other tokens. So that's kind of my take on it.
So there's actually a question. We've got a couple questions here, so let's kind of bring them up. Right. So the first one, Guna says, would anyone know what it's going to take, or when Lux will be listed on tier 1 exchanges? So if we're defining a tier 1 exchange as like really 3, Coinbase, Binance, or Kraken, those are the ones that people are looking for, right? Then what they look at is really consistent trading volumes, right, over an extended period. And there have been times this year where we have been right at the threshold, and then there are times this year where we've fallen off, especially recently in volume. What it takes to get trading volume would be demand for the token. Now, you might hear some loud voices out there who would be like, there's no demand. Well, that's just like, it's being intellectually dishonest. It's pointing at a statistic to support your point without looking at the full suite of statistics to actually paint a bigger picture, right? To actually understand what is happening. So in this case here, yeah, at the moment, sure. Or in the past, yeah, there have been liquidity issues, but we were just talking about DeFi. We are the bridge that like Dan said, like something holding the beach ball down. We're a bridge away from unlocking the collateral, which is the Lux asset. Now at current prices, sure, it takes a lot of tokens to have a lot of collateral. However, as that flywheel, right, that energy that gets returned, if flywheel is like, it's got a momentum to it. Once it starts to spin, there's energy stored in the wheel, right? And then it can do more productive work. The idea is, as you lock tokens up into this flywheel economy, you're going to get more momentum, when that momentum is going to actually be able to do productive work for you. What that work being done might add more energy to the system, and you get this like, again, circular is not the right word that I want to use here, but you're going to get like demand for the token because people will see that the token is valuable. You'll want the Lux token because you can then use it to get stable coins to employ in other areas, or at minimum to earn a yield so people can loan against your collateral. You become the money market maker, right? And that's what an Aave V3 fork is for, right? It's to allow people to access liquidity so they can go out and do things on chain. This is like, this is knocking on the door. It's intellectually dishonest to say that it's not coming. It's actually coming in the fully formed view. The other thing I want to say, so that's my answer. When is Luxo going to be listed on tier 1 exchange? We have to meet minimum trading volumes over an extended period. When we meet that over that extended period, it's not like we're not on their radar. It's not like we don't have the contacts. It's just a matter of having a mature ecosystem. Now you could say, why is it that this shit meme coin gets listed on day one? Well, again, exchanges make money on trading volumes. If people want to trade it, right, if there's huge demand for trading the token, they'll list it. They make the money, but they'll also delist you just as fast.
I think there's also another path, which is basically you can kind of buy your way into
yes,
and that's not, if someone wants to send us $1 million, then maybe we can get listed.
It's not $1 million. It's more like 5x that. Like it's very, very expensive.
Yeah,
it's very, very expensive, and you're probably giving up token allocations as well. So,
well, that's one of the beautiful parts about our structure is there's no more coins. There's no unlocks coming. Like if anything, the foundation will freeze their coins, and it gets even better. So like, that's the beautiful part about our growth. It's way more sustainable once we get moving.
Yeah, it's coming. Like you said, I think, it's a tenuous time right now because like macro conditions kind of suck. Like,
Yeah.
let's be honest, it's a
Yeah.
scary
Yeah.
time for everybody. People getting laid off everywhere. The job
Yeah.
market is really difficult. However, you know, from just fundamentals alone in our ecosystem as it pertains to like what we've been trying to build here, we as a blockchain community, our fundamentals are getting better constantly.
Oh yeah.
A lot of these other chains, like they launched with the best fundamentals they'll ever have, and now
Yeah.
they're hoping to get people to come in. And you know, that's not our case. It's been a very slow growth, and hopefully we get the hockey stick at some point.
And one thing I want to say about that is that, so there, you know, Bitcoin may go down. That's if we have a recession or depression. I mean, it probably will. It's a volatile asset. But at this point, there's a lot of uncertainty in the currency, in the dollar, essentially, and that's what's driven Bitcoin up so much. And there's a chance that the dollar is devalued even more. So the dollar goes down, let's say 50% from where it is now. I mean, there's actually a pretty good chance that happens. And so your assets after the selling is over, you know, you're going to have Bitcoin, gold, commodities, bonds, things like that people are going to be buying up. So even if Bitcoin does have a crash, I think it does have a sharp rebound. And just imagine, I mean, just think about like Fort Knox, right? Okay, so why hasn't there been an audit on Fort Knox? Why all the secrecy, right? Like, you know, look at all the corruption in government, right? Yeah, we're trying to fix this stuff now, but I mean, imagine if the Fort Knox gold isn't there. I mean, it's probably not there. And what would that do to the Bitcoin price, right? So it would go up to like 250,000, you know, probably, like very quickly. And then some of the DeFi ecosystem is also going to benefit from that, right? So it's like you almost have to hold Bitcoin at this point, as a, I mean, you don't have to hold it right now if you don't want to, but like if you're like a long-term investor with portfolio allocations and you're not, you know, selling and buying all the time and you're, you know, just holding, you basically have to hold Bitcoin at this point because it's going to reduce your overall risk, right? So if the dollar goes down 50% or the Fort Knox gold isn't there or whatever, you know, it helps you with that risk, right? And gold as well. So it's like Bitcoin is the new digital gold essentially. And it's also, I was talking to at ETH Denver. I went to an AI. It was just like a bunch of people talking about their AI projects basically. And I sat down with this really smart guy who was talking about this AI project that he was working on. He was like talking about how, you know, all the layers are going to come together to make it basically like in the next 5 years so that, you know, AI is basically be able to do everything that a human developer does. And he was like, I'm just trying to own the agents for when like I'm replaced, and I want to own the currency that the agents are using, right? Which is going to be crypto. So it's like you basically need to own Bitcoin and crypto because that's what the AI agents, that's what this, and we're moving into this like digital world, and where you're going to be using digital money.
Exactly.
So,
Yeah. Sorry to cut you off, Daniel. One
you
of
know,
the
it's
things
okay.
that we talked about with Lucian in the interview is, you know, he mentioned that data will become, you know, digital gold, right? It's like one of the most important things, like an asset pretty much in this new world with AI. And like pretty much what you mentioned, Daniel, like crypto will be the currency for these, you know, interactions with agents pretty much, right? So, and one of the things he mentioned as well was how blockchain comes into it with AI agents is really the governance part. So, you know, being able to verify that the transactions are um, actually not hallucinating and it's truthful, and it's because you're dealing with real money now, and AI agents need to pretty much not screw up, or else they might lose, you know, billions of dollars for these big institutions. So yeah, I think the intersection where all of this is coming, man, is, yeah, I think it really just a matter of time, especially with um where AI is nowadays. I'm not sure if you guys seen it, where there's like a same.dev or something like that. You can clone like a website in just by pasting a link. You know, like just gonna get more expedited. I feel like, you know.
Yeah, for
think one of-
sure. In my mind, Luxo is the chain for AI. I mean, for them for the AI to have an identity, and they're going to need to use Lux for transactions. So, yeah, I mean, that's the value there. So, I think that you know, in the next 10 years, we stand to see crypto continue to go up. You know, even though it has its up and downs, right? It's just going to keep. I mean, it's AI, humanoid robots, and crypto. Like, you know, they're in a major uptrend, and that's not going to stop.
Well, I think you're right there, Metaversal. Like, if you ask AI, like, what kind of currency do you want to use? Yeah, it's going to be crypto. It's not going to be the dollar, right? And then if you ask them, like, would you want to have a profile that you can actually build your own identity and reputation with? Like, yeah, they're going to find that extremely valuable. But then also, you know, with these standards and the way the relayers work and everything, like, yeah, you can give control to the AI over a lot of things, but then retain the main control over its ability to just liquidate everything or whatever, right? Like that's one of the dangers on the other chains is like you're just like, here's the keys, go do what you want, Godspeed. Like, no, like that's a dangerous precedent, right? So at least like with Luxo, that's one of the great things is you can give them the access that you want to give them without just total control of the keys, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Luxo allows the human to kind of be orchestrating the AIs and be kind of the owner of the AI, right?
Yeah.
Where instead of the AI basically taking over,
Yeah,
which
exactly.
I mean, I don't know. It's probably inevitable that AI takes over eventually, but at least we can maintain control as long as we can, right?
Well, it's about the verifiable. It's about the standardization and decentralization of the tooling being used to allow the AIs to, like an agent, to perform tasks. So you could build a custom solution, right, for an AI to maybe take control of an EOA, but it's going to have to be a smart it's going to have to be more complicated than just like giving it a private key. Because like Alt said, if you have an agent, you just give it a private key. Why does it ever have to listen to you?
Yeah.
Right? It can do what it wants. The only way you're going to stop it is somehow remove its brain. But the second thing is like, if people are building all these custom solutions for it, how is there agreement as to like how these things might interact with one another? What's nice about Universal Profiles is Universal Profiles has a set of agreements at the outset of the ecosystem. When the ecosystem was initiated, it was initiated around the ERC725Y and X, right? So like the two of them together. But if you ask him what the Y is this ability to store like any arbitrary metadata to the profile itself. So now the agent has a standardized way and how it could store information about itself, or like what it's getting into, or they could be identified a certain way. And then add on the suite of standards that came afterwards, like Heisenberg just made me laugh. He goes, damn, I was on the wrong live stream all the time. Goon, I'll get back to that, but that made me laugh. Anyway, sorry, I saw a squirrel. So the idea here is like when you add on all the smart contracts that come after it, specifically LSP6, this key manager, that allows for decentralized permissions it allows for granular permissions to be given to any universal profile in a decentralized way, in a very safe way. So in the case of an agent profile, sure, you can now have a human user as a super admin over that agent profile. So the agent now, you could give it huge autonomy on the network to do whatever it wants, but you, at the end of the day, as the human, can have a key that can basically, the agent can do everything but this, right? But it still has control of its private key. There's interesting things that come with it. It's obviously a very complicated topic. Let's bring in a lot of really smart minds to pull it apart at its core, and let's really drill down on it. But sure, from a standardization perspective, like these universal profiles are just like built for it. Like you said, Dan, built for it.
I love how we're like, we talk about things on a high level, and then when it gets over to ETH, he's like, it breaks it down like the technicals. Like it's like you have such a deep understanding of Luxo. It's awesome.
I do my best to translate into
Yeah.
my knowledge, which is ever expanding, and certainly it's not as deep as like, you know, it's like you talk to Andreas and you go,
Yeah.
what goes on in your brain? I'm not there, right?
But
He's
but in
been
a way,
coding since I've been like longer alive. He's been coding like since I wasn't even born. Like,
oh man, if you had a chance to talk, did any of you guys have a chance to talk to his friend at East Denver, the older
Briefly.
guy that?
Briefly.
Oh man, that dude, he's awesome to talk to, man. He just he blows your mind, dude. Like talking about all this AI stuff. They're working on like an AI project right now. That guy is so smart.
Yeah, these guys are solving really big issues. You know, I spent a lot of time talking to Bertrand in Denver, an integrations engineer from Cello, and like Bertrand is very interested in AI. I mean, he goes, you know, he's really interested in like the philosophical questions around it, like how these existential questions of how it's going to change our lives and our interactions with each other and our interactions with the chain. So like it's great to have those conversations floating around everywhere, from the really technical questions to the philosophical questions. I think my sweet spot has always been, Dan, if you pointed out, it is like trying to make sense of complicated issues and then relate them in words that in conception. Well, what do I want to say? Sometimes it's imagery, sometimes it's like crude talk, whatever it is, just trying to get to the heart of the matter so anyone can own it, right? Like that's where I want to be. I want to like relay information in that way. So if you find me helpful, great.
Did you see that AI Luxo integration with
SQD?
SQD? Yeah. What are your thoughts on that?
I haven't had a ton of time to look into that. I know Bertrand was like super interested in SQD. I think it makes it has to do with data, making data available for AIs in a uniform way. But again, I don't know too much about it, so I would go off the rails if I even tried to pretend I knew. I still have to look into it myself.
Yeah, I mean you're going down the AI rabbit hole, right, for your own project?
Yeah, but like again, I've got a lot of good ideas. Like our own project is very game based, and there's a lot of economics involved in it, and I think that's where like the sweet spot where I play in Soul is knowing the community, having a agile mind, being able to think through complex systems. AJ's the wizard. You talk to AJ, he'll blow your freaking mind. Actually, AJ was so proud of himself because for the new version of UFeed, Soulfeed, this is just an add-on. Soulfeed was submitted for this as part of this Hack the Grid 2. His used LSP6 to make all the transactions run in the background. If you remember the original UFeed, you had to sign a transaction for every post. Right. And that's because the architecture of UFeed is each person has their own LSP8 contract. So if there were the four of us talking, there would be 4 LSP8 contracts, and every one of us who made a post, we would now have a unique identified, right, token ID underneath that LSP contract, which would be the post. And then the data for that post, whether it be a picture, a video, a simple text line, would then be stored in IPFS. So if I made 1,000 posts, my LSP8 contract would have 1,000 token IDs underneath it, and all of that data would be moved to IPFS. So the reason is, like, every time, again, you mint an NFT, you have to sign a transaction. LSP6 actually gives the opportunity now to, through, again, key permissions, you give a very specific key, right? Not the key to move your Lux around, not the key to trade your fish, not the key to alter your metadata, just the key to sign transactions on UFeed to, right? To like, let us encrypt it. We store it. So like, once you sign in, you're basically decrypting that thing in the background. And now you can use it just like you would use any other Web2 applications, and all the transactions are being done in the background for you.
Dude,
so
that's
really snappy
huge
experience.
It's instant. Yeah.
That's freaking awesome, man. That is awesome. So it's like you're basically signing the transactions for the user.
Yeah. Yep. Well,
yeah.
yes. Precisely, in a
Yeah.
very limited way, right? We don't have the permissions to do everything.
Yeah,
for
yeah, right, right. That's why Luxo standards are awesome. Yeah,
yeah, super
yeah,
cool.
yeah. Very. I mean, that's just like so needed, right? Nobody wants to sit there and sign a bunch of transactions. I mean, that's just so. It's such a, I mean, everyone. You got to make things as convenient as possible if you want to get mass adoption. You know, like nobody. I mean, yeah, maybe if you have enough. Like if the utility is like 100 times better than Web 2, people will do it, right? Like there's no way I can get this done unless, and I have to do it. You know what I mean? But if you're, if you want to get over that barrier, you got to remove all of those resistance. You got to remove all of the inconveniences for people. So that's awesome.
Yeah, so we got more questions here. Let me throw this one up, and then James, we got some specifically for you, so I want to make sure I get to those. But first,
Oh shit.
we had Lucy.
What's up?
Hi, Lucian says, "Happy Friday."
Lucian,
Friday,
Lucian.
Happy Friday, my
Thank
friend.
you.
This one came up while you were talking, Dan. It says, so if you think America is going through recession, we're entering a bear market, how do you know Luxo won't go under and be liquidated? I don't think anyone knows. That's my perspective. And then you guys can add to it. I would say just very simply, there's no certainty out there. If you want certainty, don't invest in don't invest in crypto. Like, I don't know, buy land, move away from people, learn how
Wait, how can the network be
100%,
liquidated, right? It can't, right? Unless the validators keep on going, it never stops, no?
Well, what he means is, how do you know that Luxo's just not going to die, basically? I mean, if you're investing in volatile assets that have the potential to do 100 or 1,000x, then you're taking a proportionate amount of risk. So like the reality is that anything like that's that volatile that makes you that much money can go to zero. I mean, so you're taking, so that if you're as me as an investor, I have to, like, investing is all about risk, about assessing your risk. All right. So what I do is I have a portfolio of assets and I take a certain percentage that I want to allocate to crypto. Okay. So like, let's say I'm willing to lose 10% of my money. Okay. And let's say, maybe I put that entire 10% in crypto. Maybe I take 5% and I put it in Bitcoin and Ethereum. And I take the other 5% and I say, what altcoins do I want to buy? Like, if I'm going to make like 100 to 1,000 times my money on this 5%, that could make my entire gains for my portfolio, or it could go to zero. But if you lose 5%, it's not the end of the world, right? But if you make 100 times your money or 1,000 times your money, it's a lot of money. So you just don't put all of your money in crypto. Don't put all of your money in Luxo or any other altcoin, or even in Bitcoin or Ethereum. If you want to,
depends how much you have.
That's a good point. Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, but basically you have to be willing to lose that money. So there's no guarantees in investing in anything, nothing. Like, you can invest in land, you can be invested in real estate, you can be invested in whatever. Anything could go to zero. Nothing is safe.
Sure.
No investment is safe. You're taking a risk anytime you invest in anything. Holding the dollar is not safe. Actually holding the dollar is probably one of the least safe things you can do.
There's literally nowhere to hide these days.
Over a long period of time, right? So the thing is that you're in our current structure of finance and economics. It's very, very difficult to get ahead if you don't invest, right? You need to be invested, because the governments continue to print money and they continue to steal from you by printing that money. Just think about all of the gains that we've made as a society in our technology, right? Technology should be driving the cost of everything down, right? And then they add inflation on top of that. Why do they want inflation? Because they want to steal your money. So they add let's get like 3 or 4% theft. So let's just like print money. We'll steal that 3 or 4%. But at the same time, prices should have been going down 5%, because all of our technological gains should be driving prices down. So they're stealing another 5% per year. So like at the end of the day, they're stealing like 10% or 8% from you every year, right? That's how much the value of your dollar is going down. So if you don't invest, then you're bound to lose that much, right? So you kind of have to be invested, but you just have to, you have to think about your risk, right? So if there's safe investments, there's more volatile investments. What's your risk tolerance? If you're risk adverse, then just put all your money in gold and and then you'll keep up with inflation, hopefully.
Well, but until they find there's no gold, then it's poof.
Well, yeah,
gone.
there's risks there too. You really you want to be well diversified. That's the key to minimizing your risk is diversification.
Yeah. I would say if you're going to buy gold, then make sure you're well stocked with ammo and guns, because again, that's kind of hard to defend. Like think about Fort Knox. Heisenberger says doesn't think how Luxo can be liquidated. Price will stay at all-time low. There just won't be much liquidity. So this is like he's also saying also Luxo is already operating in its own bear market, and we have been, because the fundamentals have been poor, meaning like the actual core infrastructure that we needed. And I think that's what pissed a lot of people off for a while, or let's not say pissed off. That's what drove out the people who were not here to actively work and try to build the base of the network that was required. That core group of people that are going to add value on a daily basis. Early on, there was marketing around the token price, and there was marketing around general speculation when money was easy to come by in 2021. And a lot of people jumped in and just like grabbed the token, but they never had any interest in actually adding value beyond just being a token holder. They didn't even have an interest in staking, right? So because of that, those people were the first to run out the door the second that there was any other attractive asset for them to speculate on, because that's all they were doing is speculating. That is literally what Fabian has said in multiple tweets. I just don't think it landed well, right? Let's be honest. Like it was like the airplane came in, saw the runway, and just went pow, smashed in a fiery crash. Every time you would say it, he'd say it at the worst time. The token would start to go up, and he'd be like, "Hey, don't speculate on the token." Crash it. They crashed the airplane. Now, what James said is absolutely the truth. As long as people are still willing to validate the network and run nodes, the network, again, that can't go to zero. As long as we have enough nodes that are up and running and people are still validating, the network will still keep yielding, right? There just won't be a lot of liquidity because people might not want to buy it. That is not where we're at. We were discussing the fundamentals around the network have been getting better constantly. We have more people producing more things daily. Like there's good feeling around it. The only people who are not having good feeling are people who have an agenda. Let's put it that way. They have an agenda, right? So I think, it is what it is. Like Dan said, don't put more in than you can afford to lose. And if you are that afraid, buy gold. And if you're in a country that doesn't have gun laws, that has laws that says you can't have guns, then don't hold gold, because that's going to be tough. Or get really good with a katana, right? Or a bow staff, or some nunchucks. But yeah, so anyway, I want to go back because Angel D asked these questions before, and these were specifically for James. This one here said, James, how do you feel family will benefit for any of the D apps currently on the I think the question is, looking at the things that have been launched recently, how do you think family can use this stuff? Is there any usage for you?
I haven't actually been paying much attention to the other mini app grids. I've been just super locked in our own development, but I'll probably have to look now that you've mentioned the Angel. So, we plan on also releasing our own mini grid. What was that, sir?
Oh yeah. Go ahead. Then I'll ask my question after.
But yeah, we're also planning on releasing an open beta of our protocol for the mini app, just for something for you guys to have fun with. But yeah, because our plans is mainly around solutions for enterprises and big companies, and although having it on the mini app would be nice for end consumers, but these enterprises really need a full-blown out platform with analytics and dashboard and API integration, stuff like that, sir. But yeah.
Angel D says, Upcart? Like, have you seen Upcart?
I saw the quick demo, but I didn't really see the full technical part of it. From my understanding, is they're just implementing Lux payments into it, so that's pretty cool. Like another way for Lux to be used, you know. But yeah, I haven't really paid too much attention to it.
The one thing that I think Upcart absolutely is integrating like a Lix payment wrapper around this application. The cool aspect, the part that I find super cool, James, that you might be interested in, is it's actually taking the like a shipping address. Let's say like you want to go and you want to do that shipping address, and it's encrypting that data and storing it in the metadata of the profile. So it can be accessed in theory if it was standardized by any other person, any other company that wanted to ship. Now, again,
It's cool, yeah.
it can't be public because I don't want my address floating around on the blockchain, right? But if it's encrypted and it's encrypted in a way that like there has to be some, again, now we bring trust in. Trust doesn't disappear in blockchain. It just is like minimized. So if there was a way to gain access to that metadata, right, there have to be some agreements like, you know, James wants to fulfill this stuff, right? There's you're a positive actor. Now we've gone into a slippery slope that I'm falling down the hill and I have no traction. I don't have the answer for how you would allow people to gain access to encrypted metadata. But like the point is in this case here on Upcart, if you had 50 different suppliers across Upcart, all you have to do is log in with your universal profile. And frankly, it like you never have to fill in your shipping address again. It just lives there and it's attached to you, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, that's very cool because we're also planning on doing something similar in terms of integrating Stripe into Universal Profile. So our platform has a special exemption from the Stripe team that, you know, we can utilize Stripe Connect in our marketplace, and we're hoping in order for people to receive or transact fiat transactions in using Universal Profile, we could store it in their own Universal Profile instead of hosting it in our platform. So, you know, if Upcart can do that with shipping address, I would love to use their solutions or how they're utilizing that for the Stripe connection, because that will be, I think all these things, you know, we can utilize it for the overall ecosystem, right? So that's the beauty of it all, man. It's like all connected, although they're like doing something kind of similar, but we can also benefit from it 100%.
It's a network effect, right? We don't want one solution and then hide it from everybody else. We want to open source these really key pieces of infrastructure and then allow for anyone to come in, grab those little bits and then iterate on them, because it's that constant and fast iteration that are going to create enough experimentation that maybe one really catches fire, but it also provides more Lego bricks to build with, right? And that composability of those smart contract Lego bits, or the small pieces of infrastructure that sit behind the general idea, that composability is really where you get these massive gains. Again, look out into DeFi proper. No one operation had all the good ideas for all the pieces of the stack that they're using, right? Like the staking contracts, like a lot of people use synthetic staking contracts. There's like up and down the stack, people are using these small bits that all of these different platforms came up with, smashing them together and making these super protocols. We could do that in the social sphere. We could do it around a smaller creator economy. Like that's always been, I think, the value proposition of Luxo. We're just right now starting to get to the point where we can realize that. So Angel D also says, James, what's the future for family? You have 3.2 seconds. Go.
So we're actually releasing a protocol in 2026 where and hopefully doing the first reversible ICO for the Luxo ecosystem. We're planning on decentralizing our model, and also I figured out a way to do that. And so right now my main focus is really trying to get a pilot program for our solution. So, trying to partner with a enterprise to pretty much just bring some like expertise on how we can integrate with actual companies and enterprises with our solutions. So we are getting connected with the XDC network. There's some enterprises over there that hopefully we can do our pilot program and get our learnings from that and implement it in the Luxor ecosystem and do our token TGE event over here in Luxor.
Nice. Well, what I know is this: you are a hustler, man. You never stop going. So, like, that is to be attested. Dan Metaversal shared a room with you in Denver, and he would attest to this guy never stops. So, I think if you are on the family, if you're part of the family crew and you're on that train, man, know that it's being led by a tireless worker in James. So, he's got your best interest in mind for sure. All right.
I would say for sure. There's probably a lot of tireless workers on the Luxo blockchain. By the way, I was very excited about Upcart when I actually asked them in a tweet if we'd be able to do that as far as bringing in your address, and they were like, yeah, it's going to be on chain, and but it's going to be, you're the only one that's going to have access to it, and I mean, that's imperative, right? That we need to make this. It's got to be as easy as Web 2, right? I don't know. I'm super excited about Luxo and just seeing all the stuff that's coming together. Like, wow. I mean, that's awesome, right? That's awesome.
It's great.
Yeah. It's the new Amazon.
I mean, there are things that are coming up that just don't. It is just the pace of innovation here is increasing, and like, again, as more people launch small ideas, these small ideas lead to bigger ideas, and these bigger ideas lead to really big ideas, and we're just at the beginning of that cycle.
That's it. Yeah.
Heisenberger's like, hey, go ahead. Go ahead, James.
Just going to top on that. Yeah, it's like we've kind of seen that evolution where it took a while. There was a long runway because they're building the core infrastructure, and it takes a long time to build out all the standards and everything, and right with the mobile app and extension and all these other like core pieces. But now that we're there, now these mini apps, even like the concept of the grid, that got shipped super fast, right? It was like a couple of months and it was out after it was inceptualized. So now these new things that, as they come up, and especially with many apps, you could pump out an MVP in a day or two, right? Like, so yeah, we're going to see that momentum just keep going.
Yeah, for sure. And here we got a developer comment on the screen: couldn't finish subs for Wave 2. Abstract is building subscriptions too. That means abstract chain. There's a huge market for that. Hopefully we'll have V1 ready for the next round. Subscriptions can be used for everything, creator services, products. You're absolutely right. Like, this is again consumer-based crypto. All of the social everything events, Louis is always asking the question: is consumer crypto bullshit? The answer is, how do you define it? And that's why there's always that back and forth and spicy takes on the stage with the people who are participating. Yes, I think it's bullshit right now because people aren't actually like building for the real economy, building real decentralized solutions that are scalable. I think there's the opportunity to do that here. You don't need one product to show up and win on day one. You need one product to build something that people will engage with, that inspires the second and the third and the fourth person to come in and innovate in that space. And then that competition will yield a product that will get product market fit and really change the game. We need people to start down these paths. And that's why, thank you again, Heisenberger. How many mini apps are you going to bring to the table? Dude's challenging himself to one a week. If we had more people like really going after this technology and just saying, I've got an idea, I'm going to ship an MVP as fast as possible, get it out there, see what people think about it, we'd be better off. It doesn't always have to be this comprehensive solution that takes you 6 months to build. If it's dealing with people's money and a lot of it, all right, Fair enough.
Yeah.
Let's go slow. Let's audit. DeFi needs a little bit more rigorous attention to detail, but something that is very small, something that is not handling a ton of money. Who cares? Move fast, break things, iterate.
It builds on the knowledge base too, right? Every time
Yes.
someone creates something and now you can collaborate, and it's like putting together pieces of puzzle and you build the next thing. And the next thing is like too many apps in one, right? It's a step up, and then you just keep kind of like making it, more and more functional, more and bigger and bigger, right? With the knowledge, and then people can just collaborate together, and
For sure.
so
Yeah.
it's like right now it's kind of it's a it's an exponential curve, right? And we're kind of on this, we started off at flat, and now we're starting to get a little bit more trajectory, right? And like this thing's going to continue to pick up, and it's going to move faster and faster and faster, so the earlier you are on that curve, the more you stand to gain as well as an investor. So right now we're in a pretty good spot, and just a little bit more momentum, and we're going to hit an inflection point.
Oh, hell yeah. All right. Hey, we got a couple here I didn't see. Metaversely put GM here because I love you guys. So spread the love and send Dan a free Dracos.
That's right.
That's great.
I love how Dracos tells me that.
Yeah, I love that. And then ECJ stopped by with Ohana right behind. It's Ohana DAO, and then again, I lose the other part of that project. Can you guys help me out with that? Do you know? Regardless, ECJ building in the ecosystem. He's a good thinker. Beef's been on the podcast. The guy's always around. A smart guy. Shout out the family. Appreciate that, homie. And he was saying zero knowledge proofs would be nice on Luxo for that address data. You are 100% right. 100% right. So, yeah, I love this, man. Oh, right here. Lucian's giving the thumbs up to Heisenbergers. Appreciate that. Just looking through the comments. I love getting the interaction on the live stream. People commenting, and Heisenberger gives the.
How do you feel that I've noticed you're getting like around 1,200 views on these live streams or so, right? Is that about right?
Yeah, if it's a good week and the price isn't cratering, we get upwards of 2,000. If people are feeling a little down,
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah.
the price comes down, the views will come down, and it'll be like in that 12 to 1,500. It's been steady growth. I mean, Alt and I've been doing this for a long time now. When we first started, we did not get that many people engaging.
Yeah. How do you feel how do you like, tell me about like how you feel like how do you see the momentum and like the growth? Like, are you seeing like a lot more growth lately? How's it going?
Despite price being down, our distribution is getting higher. Like more people are kind of paying attention, which is really interesting because people would say there are less people in the ecosystem, but and it's true. Some people probably like have left, but like our numbers are getting better. Like more people are paying attention to what we're doing. So that, again, if you want to think about an indicator, that tells me if there was any bullish signal in the market, there'd be a lot of people who want to jump back in now, right? Like I feel like there's money that's sidelined personally that is just waiting for this downward trend to just like end, and then they would jump back in.
Well, that's the thing. Yeah, it's
when the price is 100.
It's a bit of fluctuation. Well, like traders, they come and go, right? They'll sideline, they'll go do other things, they'll chase other things, and then they'll come back, whatever. So it's like that's not really a true metric on the growth of things, as opposed to like, yeah, you look at the amount of devs building, the amount of creators working. Like, yeah, I mean, whenever you've been in it since day one and have your finger on the pulse of Luxo, it's like you can see people come as they come in, right? But even when you're on the boots on the ground, like at a conference like in ETH Denver, it's like it always blows me away how many people outside of the Luxo ecosystem that know about Luxo, right? That are like, oh, I'm just watching, I'm waiting, to get invest, or I'm waiting for a tier one, or I'm launching a project, or I'm doing an integration, and it's like, okay, wow, like it'll kind of blow you away. So it's like there's always this big behemoth of energy of growth that's like just right there on the cusp, and I think once we get the bridge, we can actually start to see some of that flow in. But yeah, I think the the people that are going to be like the type of growth that's going to be add to the sustainability of the network is constantly growing. Yeah, that's I think a really good metric.
Yeah, it's a difficult thing to time too, right? As an investor, like
For
you don't
sure.
necessarily know when that inflection point's going to be, and then let's say you could have bought at 50 cents, and then the price goes all of a sudden to $5 before you get in. That's just like huge. That's like huge returns you just missed out on, right? So I mean, I guess you could try to time things if you're waiting for like some specific metrics, like a tier 1 or something like that, or you're just waiting for the perfect conditions. Some people can do that. They can time things like perfectly and they get in. But
it's so hard to do that because now now
Yeah.
you're trading against bots and AI and it's
Yeah.
like good luck, and it moves, especially when the price is down. It's illiquid, right? So it's like you're going to be chasing that. It's gonna be super. So I mean, I don't know. I prescribe to DCA, like even if you're getting in and out, like just DCA. It's like, oh, big dip, man. Instead of being like, God no, like, oh, okay, cool, I'll top off. Like. Then that way the price doesn't really matter as much if you have. I mean, but that's my strategy because I'm long term. I buy when I can and don't really think about it.
For the average person, you could do it, but like if you're like a really good trader and you're following Luxo every step of the way, you probably could time it maybe. But yeah, for the average person, your timing is really, really, really hard.
Well, I think that if you're if you're an investor, I think investors have positions right now that they've been holding on to and big wallets are adding. If you are a like momentum trader, which there are lots of those people who populate the Web3, right? Like you ran for higher ground the second you saw the waters retreating, right? Because you didn't buy based on a long-term fundamental play. You bought on trying to swing trade some short-term profit. And the same way that you took a leverage long on an NFT collection, like maybe you bought all of, like, insert your favorite picture collection of NFTs. You took a leverage long on the asset saying, I bought these NFTs at this today. They're going to go up because they're valuable for some reason. And then the second they don't go up, you get pissed because you, again, are not an investor. You're a pure speculation. You're like, again, you're buying land out in the desert, hoping that there's a gold mine underneath. Like that's not investing, right? You're speculating.
Yeah.
Right now, I think we're at the point where there's asymmetric upside for investors. And again, I will move away from monetary investors. I'll call it investors of time. If you are willing to invest time in this ecosystem, there's an asymmetric upside here versus other places. Reason being, the tooling here is good. The community here is unparalleled. I mean, I'll put our community, our loyal community, up against anyone. Whenever someone's like, yeah, it's the same 200 people. Well, you show me a blockchain with 200 freaking people that are going to go to war for you. We have that here. We've got 200 people who are ride or die. And it's probably bigger than that, but they just don't interact. Not everybody is on chain all the time. Why? Not everybody wants to buy a piece of collectible art. Some of us do because we just enjoy supporting projects and participating. But there's lots of people who are absolutely ride or die going to support this project that are not transacting on chain every day. Those can sometimes be different people. And the reason for it is there's just not the use case that brings them on chain every day. You bring DeFi in, proper DeFi, and maybe those people become active on chain right away, providing liquidity that these smaller projects need. Because we're not trying to build like an or situation, like it's going to be DeFi or the creative stuff. We're trying to build an and situation, DeFi that provides an economy, like the stable foundation upon which we can build, right, all of the other use cases, art and music and creator-based small economies around real-world assets, and right, like and. So I think there's an asymmetric upside for anyone who's willing to just invest time, because what it takes is time. You've got to build relationships, and you've got to build right now things. So like, how can we bring on more developers? That's the nut to crack. Like we need the developers to feel like they're every bit as embedded in the community as the person who's minting the Dracos. If we can build that, now we've got a special thing, right? What we can't have is like the minters of NFTs and then these unicorn developers off in no man's land that we got to go find, somehow like steal their tiers to make this work. Like, we're not trying to steal unicorn tiers or mermaid tiers, right? We're trying to like get real people into this network because it just makes it better. When we're on the ground in Denver, do you feel that there's a difference between the developer you're talking to or you, Dan, who's like thinking of the more financial aspects of it? The answer is no, we're all just people hanging out, right? We're all just people working together. And that's like the generalized feeling around this, that we got to get there all the time. Yeah. I think we're like really close. We just need more people investing time. That's all.
I think for a dev too, you're early to getting into this technology, right? And we all know that, we all think that crypto is the future, right? Just like we thought that AI was the future, just like we think maybe humanoid robotics will be the future. And usually it's correct. It just takes time. Like the internet was the future, right? People got in early in when we had the .com crash, but it still took over everything, right? So it's like kind of where we are right now in this crypto world, right? It's still early. And if you're putting in your time and you're developing, right, eventually you're in a growth industry, right? So you at least you're in something that's going to keep growing, and you're going to be the expert, in the next 10 years from now. You're going to be the expert, right? You're going to be the guy they want to pay $1 million a year to, right? Right now it's a struggle, right? But you put in the hard work early on, and then you become the expert later on. So it's you have to invest your time, but it does pay off in the end. And especially something like Luxo has a chance to pay off really big because we're pushing the boundaries of what crypto can do. As an investor, it's a little bit different perspective. There are a lot of like social arbitrage traders out there that do look for timing, and that's why you see like a lot of times you'll see like people invest in certain themes and they'll wait for that theme to like get enough traction, and then all of a sudden you'll see like the price just skyrocket, and I think there's a lot of people just waiting, like what Alts was saying. There's a lot of people just kind of like waiting in the background when Luxo gets that moment, when all of a sudden social catches fire, like all these people are going to come out of the woodwork, and Luxo is going to fly. It's like when that narrative hits, like you're going to have all the social arbitrage traders, everyone that's been waiting in the background, Luxo is going to fly. So,
when that's how it's momentum based that way.
Yeah. Yeah. And if you want, and you also get the momentum traders, but if you want to time it, you really, really have to follow the project very, very carefully. I'm more of a like dollar cost average person, like what Alts was saying, right? I tend to get into things too early. But everyone has their own strategy. So stick with what you're good at.
Stick with what you're good at.
Yeah.
I think it's great. We've got diverse perspectives, whether it be right here on this live stream today or in our community in general. We were on the LBA call the other day, and I'm listening to Sleepy Sign and James talk about real world assets and chips. And I'm like, that's like off my radar to such an amazing degree, but it's yet another really powerful use case for the creative economy, right? Because like what I think if Luxo hits its mark, it isn't just high velocity transactions where we're just giving money back and forth, arbitraging like value dislocation in the different token prices, right? Like there's plenty of blockchains that do that right now. We don't need to do that. We're not basically just doing like metaverse arbitrage, like foreign exchange, like that will always take place, but we don't need that. What Luxo's trying to do, if we're really going to hit the mark, is providing true economic activity. It can still be high velocity, meaning there's lots of money moving around, meaning like the money's moving around very frequently and quickly between places, but it's actually happening between like, hey man, I've got a small clothing brand. I sell t-shirts and sweatshirts on Etsy right now. I don't have great distribution. This allows me to own the distribution. I don't have to pay the fees. And I'm plugged into this network of people who are interested in a global manner, right? Like That's what we want. We want to build that
Yeah.
base, but unfortunately, that type of creator, it doesn't have the technical savvy. They're not going to build the product themselves. That's why people like James right now that are coming in and thinking about this stuff, the people like Sleepy who are thinking about this stuff, like that's the infrastructure that has to kind of come online. And if Luxo hits its mark, it's that type of transactional economy, those transactions that are really going to make this thing fly. And then, someone will be in the background right now. I know someone's going like, yeah, what about scalability? Yep, sure. Absolutely. Everyone's going to solve scalability.
I love that voice.
Sorry. That's my, someone
That's
asking.
Yeah, I think that will be solved in like a few years' time, man. Like,
Inconvenient question. Yeah, that is a problem. We have to solve it. All the solutions available to Ethereum are available to us right now. We could easily just launch an L2 if you needed massive transactional throughput. Let's say Upcart becomes so busy and everybody's using Upcart. Well, just throw Upcart on an L2 and push all the transactions out there. Like, you could do that if you wanted to, right? All these solutions are better, but maybe in the future we get a more integrated scaling solution that Ethereum's working on. And the benefit of Luxo is, hey, when the big brains who are working on the EVM as part of the Ethereum Foundation come up with a solution, we just take it over here and we continue to build out our playground, right? So hold on, we get some comments. I'm ignoring comments today because we've got such fun conversation. I really appreciate, Dan, it was great to get to know you out in Denver. You're insightful. You bring a different perspective. And James, I've known you for years, but seeing you in person is like like you said, just different in general. Gain an appreciation for you, man.
thanks,
So
man. Yeah.
Angel D says, James, what are you smoking?
Some medicinal.
Medicinal.
It's a medicinal vape. And then Angel D also said, I see way more Luxo talk on Twitter and new faces, which is cool. Right. And
Always
then
love to see the new faces. I can tell when my follower count goes up a couple hundred. I'm like, oh,
yeah,
somebody discovered Luxo.
I saw the Luxo intern. Have you seen his tweets?
I did see those
Yeah,
tweets. I don't know
yeah.
who it is, but thank you. Let's just keep adding positivity to the timeline. Angel D says, who are the people who are waiting in the background? Because we're talking about people waiting in the background. People waiting in the background are going to be those momentum traders, which is, again, this situation where if the price starts to, if narrative improves and price starts to move, people who are narrative traders, momentum traders, swing traders, they will jump on and that's where you'll get those like hockey stick, big candles, lots of price movement quickly. Just know those people are not going to sustain long term, right? It just never happens, right? What we
a lot
want,
of the chartors are they're all looking at the same metrics, right? So they're all waiting. I'm waiting for the golden cross when these things too do this, and then it's they all get on the same time. It's like, yeah. So they're kind of all have the same playbook,
But what makes it sustainable is the more people that we can adopt. Again, understanding that investment of time. Dan made this great point. Investment of time in some ways can pay greater long-term dividend if you invest your time the right way. Now, again, there's all manner of investing, but like when you ask who these people are waiting in the background, don't know. I don't know.
Well, when you invest time and energy, besides just
Those are
money,
centaurs.
right? Like you're on this chain, you get to build an identity and a reputation and the social aspects, things that that would stick with you and that you'll want to keep fostering, regardless of price. Even if you did in the future move some of your allocation out because of the markets or whatever, ideally, and I think where Luxo's headed is it's going to be an ecosystem that you'll stay in, forever, right?
Yeah, I would say also people that are waiting in the background are just people that have maybe they've heard of Luxo, but they're waiting to invest in it. They're waiting for. I know there's some people that are just waiting to see something significant to where, okay, this is a pivotal moment for Luxo, or they left and they're willing to come back when they see things the way they want them. You know what I mean? Everyone has their own, risk tolerance, right? So it's like, at what point do you want to get into, this project? A lot of people know about it. So, and then there's all kinds of traders out there too. People that have Luxo on their list, for example, they have a list of like different themes that they want to invest in. So they have like a list for social, right? And so it's like they know about it, So it's like, okay, well, if social catches momentum, then I'm going to put my money in this, So and you get these crazy moves, right? Where the price goes up like, drastically over, in days. So I think that is something that Luxo can absolutely capture at some point, right? When we get that narrative that it's one of those that it's going to have potentially a huge hockey stick moment.
Yeah. Lucian actually just chimed in, says Vitalik's presentation at DevCon about what's coming up for ETH in the next years actually tackles the scalability problems that we're talking about in the next 2 years. So check out that video if you're interested, but it also addresses that idea that, we're talking about as you get more and more people kind of moving into the network on their own timeline because they might be interested for the different reasons. Hopefully, as we run up against these kind of scalability issues, we're getting solutions that are coming online more in line with maybe the direction that would be best served for this network, so we don't experience fragmentation. Great news is we have a lot of area in which we've got a lot of space in which we can build interesting product, right? Interesting product that I don't know, differentiates us, makes us different, right? Makes us stand out, in a sea of sameness. Why not be unique, right? So like that's kind of what we're going for. Daz actually said the microchip product passports were part of what originally drew me to Luxo, and they were linking up with Ariani at the time. But James, you're that's like right in your wheelhouse. There's a lot of stuff you've been thinking about.
Yeah, we pretty much took that torch from the white paper, and just paired that. Because especially from my background and experience with reselling clothing and sneakers back in my uni days, that was what I was really into, and that pretty much just got the flywheel going from what the team have thought about and developed it further with digital product passports, especially with the regulations coming up. So I think it's coming along slowly, and it's driven by the regulations. But one of the things that's really limiting us is getting developers, like you said, ETH. You don't want to be just getting teased from these unicorn founders like Amir or Hyzen and stuff like that. It should be having more diverse people, and that can help people like us. Yeah.
What's the deal with the regulations? Is that just a Europe thing, or?
Yeah, it's a European regulation set for 2027, but they're releasing the initial compliance standards this year, somewhere apparently in Q2. So we're preparing to see what that is.
What do you think? What do you think the requirement's going to be?
Pretty much, I don't think it'll be anything crazy. It's in terms of information that you need. It'll be life cycle and stuff like that. It'll be more of what information you need to implement with the digital product passports.
Again, this all exists outside of the scope of the things I pay attention to on a daily basis. So this is why we need a diverse ecosystem with lots of actors that are paying attention to all these different offshoots, all these different potential areas to grow in fertile land. So
because to me, the way I view especially token price and all this kind of stuff, the way I see it, it's better for me if it goes lower, because it makes our solutions fucking much more cheaper for enterprises. So I do want it to go lower. But in reality, that's me wishful thinking, in reality, the economics of it all, I think
I don't think it has to be in either or. Again, I think that we can have a very healthy native token price, which powers a very active economy, and the financial rails that are available through decentralized finance can provide a lot of liquidity that your solution could tap into in the areas where it needs to. And there's a growth area that Fabian's always mentioned, just no one has grabbed it yet because it hasn't been time, but there will be entire businesses built around custom relayers to still provide transactions for users. There's no reason why you necessarily have to go out and purchase Lux from an exchange. Instead of purchasing it from an exchange, again, people will want Lux. Just the Lux could be taken in as part of actually, again, a very vibrant decentralized finance system, and then the money made from these brands, let's say, quote unquote, I don't have a good example right now, and I don't think I need to, from these brands, these businesses could then be used to go back, purchase Lux from this open market, this financial market, that could then be plugged back into a relayer, and then you could charge users a stablecoin amount. Hey, $20 a month for gas, right? And people just, that's a very fixed cost they can get to. So again, it's abstracting the market, meaning the exchange market, away from the everyday user. Again, you're just creating ways for people to plug into. Be great to have 15 different relayers to choose from and have them compete.
When you have different, yeah, it could evolve into kind of different options too, right? Instead of just paying your own transactions, yeah, you can extract it completely away. You could have it where it's like the mobile minutes type thing, like we see currently with the quota each month. You could have it where, okay, you know, through activity or through watching an advert, you could earn these things. Like it could take a lot of different forms, which is what's really cool about it.
Yeah, absolutely. Or, I mean, if you've got a really successful, if you have a really successful product, you could, if you had a TGE, whether it be a collectible asset, like you could have an LSP8, like a Dracos, or you could have some other asset that would yield you special privileges for the relayer. And that's part of profit sharing around returning value to the token holder, right? That would be free transactions on the network. Thank you for investing. Like, there's lots of opportunities here to be experimental. It's just a matter of like, are humans experimental at their core? You know, the answer is yeah. Engineers are not always experimental, right? Let's be really honest. Engineers are not always credited for pushing the boundaries of what's possible. It's dreamers that push the boundaries of what's possible, and then the engineers walk it back and make the implementation. So we need a healthy balance.
Really far, yeah.
We need a healthy balance of the two, right?
Sure.
I'm not the best engineer in the world, but I do have an analytical mind, and I'm walking down the street talking to Kriegel, and we're just talking about like some basic app ideas, and he's out to fully formed. We're wearing Apple Vision Pro, walking down the street, and like our interactions are happening based on eye gestures. And I'm like, hey, we got to strip this down to like click a button and something changes on the screen, right? Like, we got to walk this back and get there first. But yeah.
Well, I got a question for you guys. What do you think about my idea of having like and this might be too complicated to do, but having like it's like a digital picture frame app basically on the grid, right? Where it kind of, so like, you know, in picture frames, you'll have like transitions to your next pictures, or like you kind of have like you kind of cycle through your pictures, right? You know, what if you could do that with your NFT collections, where you could like just kind of have like a display. So you have like a mini app that'll like display you could perhaps pick which ones you wanted to display, and it would kind of like cycle through them and like transition through them. And then the ultimate goal would be to actually be able to purchase that for your home, where you'd get the digital picture frame, and you could either use a link or download it from the mini app to display, like, you know, you could hang it on your wall or whatever, put it on your desk or something like that.
So mini app on the grid application, when it's only software, sure, that makes a lot of sense to me. If someone right now could grab that, Amir probably started it the second you said it, or Heisenberger, right? Yeah, were you going to say something, Dan?
Well, yeah, I mean, I actually had a little chat with Amir about it, and he was like that. He created that little, like, I don't know if you've seen it, like a little app where it has like a picture frame, you know, but it just has like the one NFT, or you can kind of select which NFT you wanted to display. And he was saying it would be a little bit difficult to kind of have like the different NFTs, kind of like the way that I want it. But I don't know. I just thought, I was just curious if there was any interest out there in something like that, because I did see someone from the Cupco community. Was it Todd, Lamb of Todd, or I remember he had like his like NFTs like in a digital frame. He had like 2 of them like set up on
Yeah, that
his
was
like
Lamitod. Yeah.
yeah. So I was like, well, that's really cool. Why not just cycle through your different, like hang that up on your wall or something? Because like, there's a lot of collectors out there that, they actually do display their NFTs, right? So why not just have like a digital picture frame that you could just like have them like kind of cycle through, and you could display that on your grid, or and ultimately like in your house,
So what the the differentiator is the authenticity that you own those pieces, right? So like you right now, like I have a skylight in my house, and my skylight it's synced with my calendar, so my wife can tell what I'm up to, even though I'm terrible sometimes at updating it with some of the tasks that she would want to know, like, oh, I didn't realize that you were going to be on a live stream for X number of hours. Like, well, I didn't know how long I was going to be on a live stream. How could I commit to it? But that skylight works, and I can also send photos to it via an email link. The thing is I'm just sending a photo to it. Literally anyone with that link could send a photo to it. And you can't tell if I, quote unquote, am the owner of any of those photos, meaning if that's my property, like I took that photo. In your case, what you're describing would be like if you had a piece of actual hardware, you'd want to know who took the photo. You'd want some authenticity. So now you're displaying probably a non-fungible token, right? Because that's how we would assign property rights there. So there would have to be some thoughts around like how that's being displayed, how you're taking that data, how that data is, I don't know, like why that would be important. There'd be some thinking around that. Amir just said he's going to start right now. In the case of like what Amir's saying, like it'd be kind of tricky the way you described it, because again, now you're indexing all of the tokens on chain because you'd want to be able to pull just those specific things out. You'd have to build like a custom indexer which makes all that data available so it happens snappy, right? You could go and make the call to the blockchain, but now you got to wait for the response. You got to wait for that data to come back, and you'd want that to be available like right away, right? That's what nice. Are you familiar with Forever Moments on Chain from Buddy? It's a project that's been building in stealth here for a bit.
I don't think so.
Here, so you can go to Forever Moments on Chain. It's or Moments on Chain. It's from Buddy K. Again, the avatar is from the Cup community, but what Buddy's building is basically like real. You can take pictures, mint them as assets, have them available on chain, authenticity connected to your universal profile. And I'm selling it far short. Like there's more going on here. You would need Buddy to give it a full pitch, but this makes it so, you're carrying around your phone. You're in Amsterdam, you're sitting next to a canal, and you're like, bleep, I take my photo, but now the photo doesn't just sit in my iCloud. I want that thing to be on chain. I want to curate what this photo gallery looks like and make it an asset that ties back to me as the creator, right? If I'm a photographer, I want this thing to have, I take a photo, I post it to social media. Anyone at any time can grab that, but like, where did it originate? How do you know? Tough to tell. This would provide, I think, some like a clear chain of custody for who is the originator of that photo. So this is a cool project. If you haven't seen it, hasn't launched yet. And I file this under, again, the nothing's getting built liar. That's a old face lie, right? Or ignorant. Either way. James didn't say bye to the crowd, but he had to jump off and sleep. So because he's actually in Melbourne, Australia. That's he was generous for spending his time at night with us for sure. Whew. All right.
Yeah. The Luxo people work around the clock. I was on the phone with Jonathan yesterday at 4 a.m. in the morning.
You see the girl? It was like,
well, I thought it was one of those slip moments.
Yeah, right.
Like,
no, this is the why aren't you married? I don't know.
Oh yeah, those are funny.
Just these stupid things on the. Yeah, if you scroll this long enough, you'll find horrible things going on. For so, oh man. All right. What there were so many things here on the Dora hacks. I'd say I'm going to keep this going until about 2:30. Then till I have my dentist appointment at 2:30. I'm going to keep it going until probably 12:30. Then I'm going to eat lunch and get prepared for the live stream with the Hack Your Grid 1 people. I
Yeah,
think
so
that's
we get to hear from the level 1 Hack Your Grid builders. That'll be
that's
fun.
at 2. That's at 2, right?
Yeah, that's in 2 hours. They just tweeted, yeah.
Yeah, 2 hours. Okay, perfect. So I'm gonna take a break for that. Oh, Buddy K says it's on testnet right now. Excellent. Oh, and Angel D wants to hear from you, buddy. So if you ever want to come on and chat, please come on and chat. Or if you don't want to chat live because you have a filthy potty mouth and you're afraid, then we can always do it via record and just edit out all the swear words.
Yeah, as a filmmaker and photographer, I really want to hear more about that as well, buddy.
Yeah, for sure. It's a really, really cool project, and it was part of the original grant round that started last May. So, Dan, have you gone to Dora Hacks yet and checked out the all the submissions for Hack the Grid Level 2?
I think when did this come out?
This was the so this.
Oh no, I haven't seen the level 2 submissions yet.
Yep. So this was structured through Dora Hacks and not Gitcoin this time. So you can actually go to Dora Hacks and you can check all these things out. If you're interested in giving it a check out, now this is completely unfiltered. You don't know who's going to win and who's not. So some of these, the judges are absolutely going to filter out and say, no, this is not a good fit. Like, you're not going to win money. But if you want to do like a very, I don't know, you want to do an unscientific search on your end as a user, just go to any one of these guys, click on it. So in this case here, we've got Pump Room. You want to check out Pump Room, you click on Pump Room. There's going to be a YouTube link that you could click where you could watch it. There's going to be right here the GitHub, where if you want to actually look at the code, you could. And then Amir's provided the profile link. So when you go here, you can actually grab your on the universal profile and you can see it deployed and you can actually use it.
Super easy, by the way. I actually went on there to experiment yesterday, and I was just talking to the AI, and then all of a sudden it was like, all right, your token's been deployed, and I was like, whoops. I didn't mean to actually do that.
So like we could deploy a token right now. I won't, but like we could. It's as simple as typing and talking. And again,
and apparently you can do a burn mechanism on here as well.
It's awesome.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So like I said, you can visit these things through Dora Hacks. You could also, if you want, some of these would require you maybe they don't have a profile that is provided, so you'd have to add it. I think Gridoto is one of those. Nope, they got the profile. I'm just searching for.
Oh, some that have just the Versal app and that's it.
Yeah. So just so you could show, like, all you have to do is just grab that link and you can then use it. So let me find. This is from Boz. I wanted to make sure I highlighted Boz, but where is it? This is really fun. Thank you all for watching me scroll up and down. Okay, Vizamp right here. This is from Boz, again, developer behind Streamgate and Inkso. Boz is a cool guy, right? Boz has got this link right here. See, visualizer.bozp.dev. All you'd have to do is grab that link. So if you wanted to, you could open it. You're on the page. The link's here at the top. Well, actually, you can't see my link because I'm sharing it full screen. But the link's there at the top. Grab that link, put it into an iframe on your universal profile. So just grab this link, put it on an iframe on your universal profile, and boom, you're ready to go. You can give it a test. So all these things you should test that way. And then you'll get
you can also just go to Boz's universal profile and clone it. Like that's what I did just to test it out.
Oh yeah, he doesn't have his universal profile listed here. That's the thing.
Yeah, but you could just type BOZ. That's
Can you though? Can you?
Universal everything.
Can you? We don't know if Boz exists. Ready? Boz. Oh, he does. Boz right here. There he is. Here's Boz.
If you didn't know, this chain is social in nature, Ethalorian.
Well, shut up. All right. Right here.
There it is right up top.
QA testing, stumbling through mini apps, scroll simulator. Heisenberger, I perform duty here. All right. So anyway, we got Inkso down there. You know what? Here's the challenge. Anyone who watches this, go to Inkso and put something on Boz's graffiti wall. For the person who created Inkso, he does not have enough on his graffiti wall. Help the dude out. And then you can see here, we've got the visualizer on Boz's grid app. And if I wanted to, I could connect Spotify, which I do not have Spotify connected, I think, at the moment. Nope, I don't have Spotify connected. But if I did, I could play music and this thing would become this really cool visualizer. So if I had a grid open, if I had my grid, let's say, and I had a bunch of different elements on there and I was poking around, I was voting on ARF or not, and I was changing a story on Universal Story. Maybe I was staking on the staking verse. And as I'm listening to Spotify, I'd get this really cool visualization going on in the background. Again, mini apps don't have to be earth shattering. They just have to be cool.
So is there anything here that you think is the killer app? Like the killer mini app?
The killer mini app? Okay. Like I said, I haven't had time to go through all of these. There are some really cool ones here. Down by killer, that's going to bring tons of people on chain. I don't know. I think there's really cool experiments that are involved here. The minting mechanism behind Dracos really democratizes, like, if people can do it quickly, or it could make minting super accessible right from Universal Everything. Now, as I'm stumbling through profiles, I could be minting directly from people's profile in a very simple way, in a fun way. I think Dracos is cool.
Yeah.
I'll give a soft plug for just Soulfeed. Again, Soulfeed's part of the greater Soul ecosystem. But I mean, if we look at this paragraph right here, we'll look at these two. I'll highlight them. So implemented like an advanced real-time backend to implement this optimistic UI. So it feels super fast. It's very snappy. And then a way to use the key manager to create a fast action controller with access only to Soulfeed, so we can sign all the transactions behind the scenes. I think what everybody's up needs is the ability to have a feed on it, to feel like it's socially connected right now. If it acted more like a social media, people would spend more time on it. They'd engage more with the things that were on the grids, and then it becomes stickier.
Yeah, maybe Universal Everything is the killer app, and it's just all the little things added up together, and then
Yes.
Eventually those things become more sophisticated, right? Like
Yes.
like the up cart, right? Like maybe it becomes more like interconnected with your phygital items, and more connected with your NFTs and the utility and everything else. Just kind of I also think that fan tokens, I don't know, I think fan tokens are going to be huge. I think that's going to be a killer use case.
I think that you're absolutely right, and people have been saying it for a while. We just haven't seen it employed in a way that
Well,
makes
I think that'll be the future of like meme tokens, or is like they'll take a new form to where they're actually social in nature and have a lot more utility. And it's more about the connection with the celebrity or artist or entity or team or whatever it could be. It could be all sorts of different things, right?
Yeah. Even something like the pump fund, right? Pump fund could be used for completely meaningless shit coins, or you turn it into, I'm a creator Like right now, we could launch the new standards coin. I could back it with some liquidity and say, hey, if you believe in these live streams and you think they're going to go up, then use it as a fan token, and we could reward, people with exclusive experiences. Now, I don't know what the hell that is.
You should you should do it. Be one of the first ones to do something really cool with a fan token idea.
Be a fan token. I think if we were going to do it, we'd have to
It could be even like, it could be even like a live stream. Yeah, you could. There's a lot of different ways you could even like come up with ways to utilize the token just to burn it to be able to do things on the stream. It would be pretty interesting.
Yeah, I think the most important thing if we were going to do something like that would be like making sure that it's thought through, right? The whole idea of having a fan token is not just to separate the fans from their money. The point of having a fan token is to have a more authentic creator connection with the fans themselves, right? So, like people tried with NFTs, the keys rings. Everyone's like, what the hell are we doing with the keys rings? Listen, we have not forgot about that. We talk about things all the time. We're not, if you haven't noticed, we're not threatening to leave the ecosystem. Right? Like, we're here. We know. We're just trying to figure out exactly how to make that valuable for everybody. But in the case here, if we had a new standards token immediately, fan token, it's like you airdropped all the keys holders. And then
what would be cool is if Luxo had a fan token and that got you like into like automatically into the pink pop-up village or something somehow, you know what I mean? If you were like one of the
super
top,
cool.
if you're one of the top fans, and then you could I don't know, get an interview with Fabian or something, you know what I mean? Like yeah, that was
time with Fabian. Yeah. Here, I want to show you this because I found the longer file. So again, Arda, forgive me if you didn't. Arda is the product designer for Soulfeed and for Soul, and he likes things to be just so, but I think it's important to kind of see what's happening here. Soulfeed is now going to operate just like, it's going to feel like your standard Web 2 feed system. You can see that this is literally mocked up on a cell phone right now. So the ability to post, follow, the only thing is the rails are all universal profiles. So the follow, if you follow alts, like that follow is going to be on chain, right? All the follow and unfollow, it's all LSP26. And like we said, with that fast action controller, now it feels like Twitter. So you can actually embed this grid element into your universal profile, and now you have the opportunity to interact with this. What makes it better is if like in the browser extension that is on your phone, the mobile app, if you then have a button to click, boom, from the mobile app, and now you're boom right into Soulfeed. Now you've got a social network connected right to your phone. Areas where we could absolutely, I think, extend would be around the notification system, like Alt is saying yesterday. You need to build a decentralized notification system for all of these on-chain events, but that's LSP1. It's again a building block someone has to put in place. It's not like it's impossible. It just we haven't had a need for it. But throw a feed app up, and we're there. The other thing I'll say is, I hope 10 more people build feeds. I hope there's an incredible amount of competition around great feeds. I remember sitting at the table in Istanbul. I was talking to, it was Boost and Andreas and John and Callum at the time and Alt and myself. I think that was everybody there. I'm sorry if I'm leaving anybody out.
Yeah.
But I literally said, I want my universal profile to be surrounded by a bunch of mini apps that I can choose the best feed, the best friend system, the best messaging system. And the one that I resonate, the one that I like the UI the best, I choose to use. And with that massive competition, we'll get the best things possible, and people can build really customized experiences. Like that's what I wanted, right? And the grid has been a move in that direction. I think we just keep getting better.
Yeah, yeah. And when you say best too, it's like not even necessarily. It's just more what you like. It might just be a style thing, right? Depending on what the mini app is, right? Yeah,
that's right. Feed is the key. It's coming, right? The answer is yes.
Nice. Look at you. You're the first one to even do the feed. I thought Luxo was going to have a feed, but it looks like you're going to be the first one.
I mean, it's Fabian says, we just want to build, like, the network exists, the standards exist. Anyone can build a view into that network. Anyone can build a look into what's happening. And that's what we've just needed. We just need more people to just try. Anyone. I mean, in theory, if you have something if you have a decentralized feed, or you have an ability to take a feed into your application, there's no reason why Heisenberg's Defolio couldn't integrate one of the feed elements. If like we want to build it so if I'm looking at my profile, if I'm sitting at my desk and I've got Defolio up and it has my profile there, I can send assets, look at assets. Why not? Why can't I look at what's going on the Luxo network from a feed perspective on that dashboard as well? There's nothing that says I can't, right? And that's kind of like how we're thinking about Sol. Like, what says you can't just see the network just from a different view, right? That's kind of like what we're doing here. That's like part of our proposition is like, we're just going to build a different view into the network. And it doesn't mean it's bad. It just means like it's going to serve the purpose that we need it to. So people don't have to leave the screen they're on to continue operating.
Have you seen there's like there's some ways to like, I think Radix has like I don't know, some kind of plug-in to Twitter where it's like they use Twitter as their kind of crypto feed. And have you seen that? The people doing that stuff? Yeah, it's interesting. It's like somehow they plug into the Twitter ecosystem for their crypto feed. Yeah, it's
just like an API based thing.
Yeah, I think so. I don't know how they do it. Yeah, but it's like all of the everything for their crypto feed that just somehow uses like the Twitter platform. It's kind of interesting. I think it's Radix that does it when you can just connect right onto Twitter.
So imagine that actually got me thinking of something. I know I've talked a bit about like the dead internet theory, and like I'm kind of blown away the statistics and kind of what the trend is already heading as far as like the amount of bots and AI that create content out there. It's just getting absurd, right? So, but imagine like this, like, so, I mean, because how much, I mean, using Web 2 social media might get way more complicated as they get flooded with more and more AI. But imagine if you had a feed system, like a social system on Luxo, where you could even like toggle in, like, only show me human verified users, and just instantly remove all the noise. Like, that'd be pretty sick, actually.
So,
yeah, totally.
So on that line, right? Like, so when a Sol agent is made, right? There's a part of the process is to attach a Sol token to the agent profile. And because of that, the agent profile is verified as an agent profile. If you use something like Hashless, which has been put forward by Gear One, you could, if you wanted to, you could just curate your favorite people that you want to see that shows up in your feed. You could integrate that in any feed system, but you could also, on a more flexible kind of, someone could build a very, let's call it a filter system. And the filter would be, I want to be able to identify in this filter and remove from the feed at any time the agent-based profiles, right? Because they're verifiable. It's a token. The tokens in the profile, boom. That is not standardized. But if an industry standardized around it, right? If an ecosystem standardized around something like that, then suddenly you get what you want. So you have the opportunity to tell who's an agent actor versus a human actor immediately.
Or maybe even like you could have that toggle, but then also like you could star ones that you actually approve, right? Like, oh, I actually like this AI. They're way more into it. Like, the stuff we see on Twitter is just, it's so generic and useless for the most part.
You just don't want to be, I mean, we don't want to recreate the problems that existed previously, right? Like we could, but like, are we getting anywhere with it? I don't know. I lean more to the side of like, if we're going to spend the effort and we're going to risk what we've risked, because we're investing time and resources. If time is money, like, I'll just equate it. So if we're investing time in this space, then why not take a swing? Why not do something different? Why not like try to build something interesting? And I think it's as like society, we love these monolithic solutions, right? Like, this is the app and it's the best, and I only use that thing. But in truth, solutions are usually as diverse as the people that engage with them, right? Like, people have custom needs that we have to meet. So I think that this modular ecosystem, where the monolithic solution is the standard set underneath, it's the standardization of the rails. It's like every, container carts can come in any color that you want. They can be on ships, but there's a standardization that they also fit on rail cars, and they can be added to trucks to move around. If we take that same idea of, like, you can make any application you want, it can look very different, but how it interacts with the network is very standardized, and you can build a highly modular system that is super customized for what people want, but we don't have to affect the underlying layers. The underlying layers can continue to serve as this decentralized and really, really powerful garden of value.
Garden of value.
I mean, going back to what Alt said is, like, how does all of this fit into AI is something absolutely we have to think about, right? Because it's like AI is taking over the world, right? And it's like, if you can't somehow plug in or fit in with AI, then, like, you're irrelevant in the future, right? But so it's like, Luxo is like the platform for, if you want to verify that you're a human, right? And it's like, okay, we need to get rid of all these AIs and we want a platform just for humans. You can do that. You can verify, all right, this is an actual human. Or maybe you want to be in the world where everyone is an AI, and you're mingling with AIs. You can do that too.
The AIs are like, we need to toggle to limit humans from Earth.
I mean, but the thing that I love about Luxo that I've been thinking about lately is just that, like, the cool thing is it's like a playground right now, and it's cool to see everyone playing around and having fun. And that's, I think, such a viral possibility, right? To just kind of like early days of MySpace, or just kind of like, it's like the early days of social in like a new form, right? And so it's like, really, there's so much potential there. Just for, like, just to see that happen, to see people playing around with what's possible, it's really, really cool. All that, like, you can roast somebody, or you can do, you can have universal story. It's like, it's fun, you know what I mean? And that's really what I think is going to drive the real, like, users and adoption here. It's just people, people want to build, at first, right? You get the builders, they want to build something fun, like Amir, man. I mean, that guy, he sees something here, right? And he's like, he put out a post. I don't know if you can bring up his Twitter post, but
are you challenging me? Of course
I'm challenging. Yeah, bring up his Twitter post. Yeah. He was like talking about why he develops on Luxo.
One of the great things about all this too is all these new fun things that keep getting built and people keep playing with, like, that just keeps adding activity and transactions to the network. That's the beautiful part about it.
It was a reply to some, I think.
Yeah, I'm
sure that's more challenging to find than.
Yeah.
Listen, you don't test me. I'd live for this moment. Here we go.
Your last chance.
Terrible.
All right. Anyway, he right there, Wolf Assam. Can you tell the viewers why you are building on Luxo, and how is that compared to building on Ethereum, Cardano, Solana, etc., from a dev point of view? Here is Amir's response. As a developer, I build on Luxo for its game-changing standards, especially universal profiles. Web3's UX is broken, seed phrases, onboarding, and Luxo solves this by bridging Web2 ease with Web3 power. It's building a user-friendly future, and I think only developers truly grasp its potential. We are here to build dApps and show its potential to the world.
Yeah, I mean, that is just like powerful, in a nutshell. It's like, okay, wow, and he's just one of the developers that's kind of figured this out, and more are coming. Yeah, I mean, it's just a really exciting time, I think, to be in Luxo and just to see the development and see what's going on. I mean, it's cool, right? I mean, it's something unique because I mean, in all these other blockchains, it's all about DeFi, right? But in Luxo, it's about having fun.
Web 2 experience, Web 2 ease with Web 3 power. Again, by standardizing the interactions, like some of these interactions, and elevating some of the token standards, adding some missing pieces in, it allows you to have this Web 2 experience, but with really powerful rails underneath. You could have put anything on a boat or a truck before, but to get the containers that go on the boat to fit on the truck, it didn't work. There was going to be friction. All we've done is standardize the elements. Like Jack, if Jack listens to this, he's going to know it's like shipping containers, man. Luxo has standardized the shipping containers around blockchain integrations. And because, well, blockchain integrations, let's say consumer blockchain. And because of that, man, there's a lot that we can get done here. So I want you to, I was clicking on post on this new standards thing. I'm like clicking on it, and I can't send it. And it's because I was on the screen that shows our feed and not on the actual screen.
You're clicking the feed.
I was clicking the feed and not the actual post button.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I mean, fool.
I mean, Fabian basically just had the courage to step outside of the box and say, you know what, I'm going to do something different, and I'm getting away from this DeFi ecosystem, and I'm going to create something completely new. And everyone else is locked into the existing network, right? Because they need that, or they want that liquidity that's there, and they want those users that are there. But we're never going to move the needle unless we step outside the box. Think outside the box, step outside the box. And that's what Luxo is. We're creating a new box.
That's right. Yeah.
And it's fun and playful. People warm up to this new kind of account.
I think what Fabian said to me in a private conversation the other day was this. He goes, listen, we've got to break the narrative that somehow we are adversarial to Ethereum, because we're not. We are actually very much, if we are Ethereum, we're just an offshoot of Ethereum, where we've created a playground for people to experience what it could be if we come to some agreements around better functionality, right? So like, we haven't gone off and built some new blockchain where at the core principles we've divorced from Ethereum. No, not at all. There are thousands of standards that get proposed on in the ERC space all the time, and there's very little agreement around many of these things. At the outset, Fabian said we just have to find a quieter area where we can get adoption around these standards to try to get the network effect. But what we are now is we are a playground for those developers that want to come and experience what it could be like. And the long-term goal would then be to have what we learn here, the things that happen here, the successes here and or the failures here, right? To move back across all of the EVMs to improve the experience for all of those developers. So like, we are not adversarial. So sometimes there's tweets out there that are like, you betas that are that are developing on other EVMs, like, we want to like remove that. We don't want that. What we want instead is for them to understand, like, come here and experiment. Like, come here and experiment in ways that you wouldn't in other chains, because you just can't. Have fun here. Use the playground. I like how you use playground, Dan. That's the right word. Come use the playground, right? It's an open, welcome space. We're having fun. Like, imagine us all with lollipops on the swings. Like, that's what we're doing. Right? So.
Yeah, I mean, that's absolutely right. I think in my mind that Luxo is going to push the Ethereum space forward, essentially. That Ethereum desperately needs what Luxo is developing and building. And once it gets adoption, it's going to push across the stream. And I think if Ethereum is going to compete with all of these other large blockchains, that it needs what Luxo is building if it's going to compete and continue to be the top dog or one of the top dogs in the ecosystem.
Yeah, it's stagnated
Yeah.
right? Like if you read the Ethereum white paper, go back to that original document. Lots of the use cases that are spec'd out in that document have not come to pass, have not gained traction in the greater ecosystem. And the reason for that is we're just, again, building on some stunted foundations. Like we're missing some core pieces that would need to really unlock that. All we're doing on Luxo is bringing those pieces into the greater ecosystem, proving their case here. And sure, right? Like people will stay here, but there's lots of people who will stay back on their preferred L2 because they've invested time there. All we're saying is, hey, benefit from what we've created here. Like feel free to take it back. Just come and learn, right? Like that's all. It's a much friendlier dynamic. It doesn't have to be karate combat all the time. We don't have to be trying to
it's the concept of the Ethereum verse, right? It's like an ecosystem of L1s and L2s.
Yeah, the idea, again, you can go to March of 23 at ETH Denver. It was Martin Koppelman from Gnosis, and he gave the talk on the Ethereum verse. And the idea of the Ethereum verse is like, we've moved scaling. We've pushed a lot of the demand out to the L2s, and these L2s might be misaligned in some ways, or they're centralized in some ways. And that's a debate that anyone can have. And you can listen to people smarter than me have the debate on what's centralized versus what's not centralized. What's interesting here is from the Ethereum verse perspective, what Martin was saying is like, you could have, yes, there's generalized block space on the EVM, but each of these blocks can contain different types of value, and that actually strengthens the overall ecosystem. If Ethereum, the L1, is this financial settlement layer, and Gnosis was focused on basically making payments, like payment remittances, like optimizing for that and really leaning into that, then why can't Luxo be a block space filled with more social content, real kind of that creator economy, economic activity that is facilitating like real goods and services in a circular way? It's not speculative. So in that way, like, why can't Luxo plug into Gnosis for payment remittances or some of its tech or some of its liquidity? And like, why can't it plug into Ethereum for deep liquidity reserves around that financial settlement? Like, why can't it do that? The answer is it absolutely can. And that parallel building of block space, where now we're not just adding all these satellite, almost like parasitic interactions, like instead we're adding this kind of like value aligned supportive activity. Like why can't you do that? I guess you could, right? That was the idea of the Ethereum verse in 23.
You might think of Luxo as like the identity layer for Ethereum in a way, you know? And that is, I think people underestimate how important that is and how desperately needed that is, especially in this new AI world that we're moving into. Yeah, I just think it's underappreciated. You know, identity is like everything in a way, right? It's yeah, and eventually people are going to wake up to it.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, if you want to build into the future, how are you going to? It's kind of pointless to do it without even considering identity at the core layer. Like that's what Web3 is all about: decentralization and all the stuff you do in your online social. I mean, it's all social, right? Everything you do online has social elements to it. So like you definitely need identity that you can control and shape, you know, at the core of it.
Yeah.
So as we kind of round this out, because I know that I've got it, I want to catch at least a little sun before I sit in my basement for even longer on live streams. Sweet Feels wanted to share this because I was saying it in the museum, like someday we'll have a Luxo museum. Now, the Artifact ecosystem issued these space pods through Alts. I have so much information in my brain.
At the beginning, on Cyber?
On Cyber. Yeah, on Cyber. Yeah. Gotcha. This is a one shot. This is in 3JS. This person used Claude 3.5 Sonnet to create a virtual museum with generative architecture, and look what it did. It's gorgeous.
It's cool.
These will soon become immersive worlds in VR, like really immersive worlds in VR. And in places like this, like why couldn't we have a Luxo museum which would have like the story of what we had together. I mean, I think this is where we're headed, and I think Luxo is actually optimized for this. Actually, going back to 21, when I bought my first VR headset, I was really sold on this ecosystem with the idea that Ready Player One was going to become a reality.
Mm-hmm.
Now, before you take a stinky dump on that idea, like, oh, Lorian doesn't really know anything. Ready Player One, it's not happening. Again, insert AI agents who live in these worlds full time, right? Where they are natives to the world, where they have agency, where they can create economic value. And then suddenly the idea of a metaverse isn't so wild. And with the ability to create and scale these worlds as a human coming in and interacting with it, there's a lot of interesting things that could happen.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. When your AI agents are constantly doing things for you in this space, and you just kind of pop in when you want.
Yeah,
That's where.
build
It's gonna happen. It's just a matter of time. It's just gonna take longer, I think, than people expect. We would like it to, right? I mean,
it's accelerating fast.
These kinds of things they just take a while to get enough momentum until you reach that inflection point, right? But yeah, I mean, there's going to be people living. The thing is a thing they get over is it does make a lot of people motion sick when they go into virtual reality. So that's a big hurdle, right, to get through. So, but as people, the thing is though, like as people grow up with these technologies. That's another reason why it takes time for these things to get adoption is because, think about like now, like, people in their 50s grew up with video games, right? And so now you've got people playing video games all the way from, a 5-year-old to a 50-year-old, right? And it's gotten main adoption. It's I see kind of a similar thing for virtual reality. It's almost like a generational thing, right? Where people kind of have to grow up with it in a way.
Yeah. I just want to add the last piece onto this is like, as people, Luxo is there are possibilities with the standard set that we haven't uncovered yet because there hasn't been a reason. And again, Fabian has said this across many, many interviews. It's a question of, do you want to like hear and really listen to the message, or do you just want to like pick out, is price going up anytime soon? He said it's going to take years and years to uncover what's possible with these standards because it's so feature rich. In this idea of this kind of metaverse existence or gaming, let's strip it all the way back to a basic game. Like we could make a basic game. We could create a super basic game, a side-scrolling platform game where the assets from that game are completely siloed to an LSP9 vault. So that game could issue you assets which go to your vault or take from that vault assets at any time. In that vault, you could also potentially put Lux, right? Again, just from a pure conceptual point of view. Jean, if you think I'm wrong, please message me later. But like you could from a conceptual point of view partition, right, the access to your greater universal profile. So the game, you don't have to sign transactions every time a game issues a blockchain asset. The game itself, again, using a controller, can move assets in and out. And in that way, it abstracts away the need to pull up your extension and sign, right? And if you have some money in there, again, it's just like when your kid buys Robux or something else. Yeah. You could have a certain amount of Robux in that vault and it can spend it freely on your behalf with simple clicks and not blockchain transactions. This is possible due to LSP6 and LSP9. So like we haven't even seen those use cases come online and really disrupt people yet, but like they're possible. They're super possible. And I think the explosion of mini apps, those things will start to come in. All we need is one person to really grok the idea and then build it. If I was way more technical, I would build it all, right? But like I'm limited by as I learn and I can build things, and I'm way better than I was. Conceptually, I'm there. Technically, I'm catching up. I think if we as a community aggressively dog food these standards, meaning like we consider the community from Fabian as part of the community on down. Every person who's in Luxo and touching it is part of the community. Dog food it. Okay, they exist. Build something that is helpful to you today. right? Build it, and just launch it, release it. And as more things come out, more people get excited. We'll see the experimentation into random corners, right? I feel like we're way too limited on the like, I built this. Let's wait for, again, the unicorn to show up on the hill with the beam of light and the chorus of angels. And then we'll all run across the rainbow together to the promised land where the pot of gold's on the side. Like, that shit's not going to happen. It's much smaller actions, micro actions, like dog food this aggressively. And that's what Hack the Grid's been, this aggressive dog fooding of the standard set and what's possible. I think it's a great hackathon. It's a great strategy.
I'm just learning dog fooding. I didn't know that one before today.
That would be like a company. If the three of us were a company and we built a product, we would use that product. We don't build the product, then sell it, and we don't ever use it.
Right. Yeah.
It is, we build a product so we can use it to solve problems. And that way we understand what the user's problems are so we can aggressively fix those, and we're connected, right?
Yeah,
Like, that's dog food.
I like that.
Yeah.
So as we get closer wrapping up here, I was wanting to give away a Draco. So if you are in the chat, drop a dragon emoji if you want to enter, and then I'll grab somebody here in a minute.
I'm gonna drop my dragon emoji on the screen.
You can enter.
If you're in the chat, drop a dragon emoji. Right now, people are like, you have been talking for 3 freaking hours. There is no way I'm still here, and I am not.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see if anybody's around. If not,
Sweet Feels.
Sweet Feels is here. Okay.
The other thing is, it's not always obvious. Oh, I incepted us there. It's not always obvious how to do it, right? Dan, you got to drop it, or it's going to go to Sweet Feels.
Wait. Can I drop it right through our chat here?
Is still here.
Or do I have to do it through Twitter?
No, do it. Yeah, do it. Well, whatever.
However you can figure out how to do it, because I was going to drop a dragon emoji and I just couldn't figure it out, so I gave up quickly. Hans is still here. I've been here for a full 3 hours.
Dope.
Right,
Sweet Feels says, don't tell them how to do it.
any comment, whatever.
Hey.
I just need to know you're here, because you're gonna have to tell me if I should swipe for you or not. So
all right, Mode's got it.
This is not working. Why isn't my dragon?
You're good, Metaversal.
Oh, did it go through?
Trying to drop the dragon emoji, but instead wrote, I dropped.
Wait, did it work?
No, I don't see it.
It's not letting me.
I wonder if
Oh, there we go. Oh, look at that. I've got a whole bunch of them. There we go. I've got like 10 of them. Do you see it?
Nope, I haven't seen it yet.
I don't know where you're dropping those.
I did it through Twitter.
Yeah, but not in the Twitter comments.
You're not doing it.
No, it says say something right here in the chat.
Oh, I see it on his. That's weird. Let me see if mine shows it.
Hold on. Is it somewhere? Oh, it's up here. I don't know. It's loading it at the top for some random reason. Okay, perfect. That's why I missed ECJ, and that's terrible.
Oh yeah, why just throw it randomly?
The comments are loading randomly at the top. ECJ, I missed yours. Who laughed when I said here? Amir finished the thought earlier when I said he's going to do it. There we go. So we got here. Oh, hold on. Dan's in right here. Hold on. Oh,
I might just scroll through the comments because now they're out of
there
order.
We go. Metaversal's in.
Okay.
Antonio also entered, but he put the dragon emoji underneath the tweet. It's not in the comments. It had to be more specific.
Cool.
All right. Are you gonna close it?
Give me another minute. I'm just scrolling through the comments, making sure I'm not missing any here.
Angel D's like, I dropped it as soon as you said. I swear to God.
All right, let me do the random generator here. Second.
You got to add everyone in here. Share it on the screen so it is transparent.
Well, I'm having to do some of it manual because
otherwise I'm going to think you rugged me.
Oh wait, I got to put you in there too. I'm just doing it manually because the comments are all out of order. So I'm just making a list and I'm going to do a random. I'm assigning each one a number and they're going to do it random. Or if you want to do
you gotta weight it based on the amount of dragon emojis.
The amount of dragon emojis.
We're gonna do it like this, Alt. We're gonna do it in a transparent way
If you can
For
figure that
no
out,
one-
yes, please.
Eeny, meeny, miny, mo.
bro.
You got it,
No.
Eve?
We're gonna get this done. Add this. Here we go. Boom. Metaversal's in.
Oh, fuck.
Who
yeah,
else is
man.
in?
Okay.
We got
Oh,
Angel
cool.
D.
Got- Yeah.
Angel
okay.
D's in.
Antonio.
Angel D. We got Antonio.
Modes.
Antonio. Modes is in.
Yeah,
All
Hans.
right. Who else is in? Oh, Sweet Fields.
Sweet Phils and
Sweet Phils.
Hans.
We got Hans.
We got Lucian. Nice. Lucian's in there.
Oh, Lucian's in. All right. Nice.
And then Eth. Don't forget yourself.
Oh, I'm not
Okay.
putting myself.
Okay,
Nope.
cool.
I don't. I can't. That would be That would be.
I agree.
Yeah,
It would just put yourself in there, and if you land on you, we'll spin again. Because that would actually be fun to just troll you that way.
What the hell just happened? I hope I didn't end the stream. All right.
No, I can see it. It's still going.
I just rugged you. Oh, because I'm doing the same thing again. I'm trying to mouse over it. I'm a fool.
Oh
All
my
right,
gosh.
I'm gonna put it in there just for the sake of it. All right, we ready?
I think so. Yeah. I don't see anybody else entering.
Okay, we're gonna close it. Here we go. Spinning. Okay, I didn't spin it. Hold on. Why didn't it spin? Damn it.
Don't you have to click on the
You
little
gotta click spin in the
button
middle of
in
the wheel.
middle? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you for troubleshooting this. Again, our services are for hire. We are a low IQ person running the stream here. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3, spin.
Cool.
And you are now hypnotized.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Oh,
Angel
Angel.
D.
Angel
Nice.
D. All
I
right.
almost
All
won.
right. It was
Almost.
like, yeah. It was like the
All right.
process where just on the edge. Oh.
Okay,
I
Angel D
was-
is in. Angel D is
All
in.
right,
All
all
right,
right,
so
all right,
let's-
you got to do two. Come on, you got too many people in here.
All right, we're gonna do two. We're doing two. We're
Gotta
doing
do-
two.
Okay.
do
All right.
Gotta
Spin it
do
again.
complimentary.
I'm gonna force Alts to do two. Here we go.
I'm down with that. I've got a
Will
few
Angel
points.
D win two? Is that okay? If he gets it again, can he get two?
Well, let's say you can only get one. That
Yeah,
way we
only
can
one.
stick
All
with
right,
one.
then Angel D's getting removed from the board. There we go. Ready? 1, 2, 3, spin.
Now you got one. Oh, you did.
All
Well
right,
played.
Metaverse.
You
Winner,
earned that
winner,
one, buddy.
All right, Metaversal got one
All right.
too. Okay.
Let's do this thing. Let's
All right, share your
let me
screen.
share
so we
this
can
the way I'm
do this.
supposed to do it. Share screen. Okay.
Sweet Feels goes, let's go 3. Pretty soon we'll be spinning all day. And we've given one to the entire community.
All right, so we good? You can see what I'm doing?
Yeah, let me get it on the stage. There we go. All right, so who's this one for?
This one's we're gonna go in order. This will be Angel D.
All right, Angel D. Here we go. Zoom in more. You got to zoom that thing in more. There we go. All right, here we go. Let's mint, baby. Alts, you got Jeopardy music for me here.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking.
Oh, yeah, hold up.
That's not-
Sorry.
Let's gamify this.
Perfect.
All right, let me start this transaction.
This is
moments later. A few moments later.
all right. Which one is it?
Let's scroll down. Taking a second to load. Hold on.
Yeah,
I think it's this
924.
tatted guy right here. Yeah. Okay, that one's pretty mean. Okay,
hang
well,
Wait, did you just?
You're gonna have to
pick
just tell
that
me
out
'cause I
of-
can't
out of
see the chat.
lineup, or-
No, that was the last.
no, that
one.
was it.
All right,
That was the last one I just mentioned.
Oh, that was
yeah.
just
So now you got to
I
tell
can
us.
see the chat. All right, Angel D, are we keeping or swiping? And now we wait.
Wait, can't he do that on his own? Can you just assign it to him or?
You could, but it's less
I
fun.
could, but we're gonna do it live because it's more fun.
Are we keeping or swiping? You can
You're
always
right, you're right.
keep now and swipe it on keep. He says Angel D's keeping it, locking it in.
Keeping it. Okay.
Keeping it. All right, he's keeping it, folks. Okay.
All right,
perfect.
kept.
All right,
let's
now
go
back to the
and
bit.
run
Now we got to
another
get Metaversal his.
one. Metaversal.
Well, that was no fun, Angel. You needed to swipe.
I really liked it. Added one.
wasn't
Lucian,
Can't
cool.
flatten for that.
Lucian's laughing. He says you insisted for a round 2 and then won.
Yeah, I know. He gamified the shit out of that.
All right,
I'm
here we
pretty
go.
sure if it had pulled somebody else, he'd be like, "Don't you want to do 3?"
We would still be we'd be going on and on forever. All right, here we go. And
All right. Confirming.
confirming music.
A few moments later.
All right, what do we got now? Ooh.
Yeah, bro.
All right, what are the traits? So this is gray.
All right, so we've got
All right.
we got
Gray background.
7 trait count, crystal skin,
Oh,
gray
Cyberpunk.
background, sleepy eyes, cyberpunk mouth,
That's cool.
frog mask head, clothing, Draku, and katanas.
I mean, it's a
All right.
very aesthetic piece.
So
Yeah,
how
the
rare
katanas
is
with the
How rare
Draku.
is this? Alt?
I'm big on the aesthetics. I think an aesthetic piece is better than the rarity. Like I think the ones that look cool actually have more value in the long term.
The base is rare. I believe the clothing falls under epic, and the back elements are pretty rare in general.
Yeah, the katana.
Yeah, aesthetics play a big part too.
I
You know,
want to.
you know what I'm gonna do? I am going to swipe until Alt says that.
Oh no, you're not putting that on me, bro.
Hold on. Wheatfield says, "Bro, if you burn this one, double eyeballs."
Well,
Alright.
I feel like we just have to burn it for the show, just for
Oh.
fun,
Oh man.
right? I mean,
I mean,
Well,
hey,
how about this?
this is your choice, bro.
If I'll tell you what, because this one's cool, man. If you want to keep this guy, we'll spin again and do one more, and we'll have to burn the first one no matter what.
Okay, deal. Because Dan, you got to keep this one. This one is
okay, all right,
This
all
one's
right,
gorgeous.
all right. I'm keeping it then. I'm keeping
Okay,
it.
cool. All
All
right.
right, then you can swipe on your own time. If you don't like it, swipe away.
That's true. That's true.
But let's
Okay, so
okay.
we
We
need to
guaranteed our
spin the
swiping.
wheel again. Then we need another one.
When this is an alien with laser eyes, we are guaranteed swiping. Yes, we are committed to that. Everyone here,
We're swiping at least once, no matter what.
it's going to be the rarest 7 trait that exists. We're swiping it.
This could be brutal. Okay, but go and spin the wheel again. See who it's going to be for.
Oh, we're spinning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We need to remove metaversal and then we'll spin it again.
This is called the twist right now.
We
All right,
need to
let's-
put it on screen because we can't
hold on.
see right
I'm sharing the screen. I'll get back up there.
Let's
Here we go.
Let's go.
Here we go. Add this. Oh, I got to remove you. Got to add this. All right. Here we go. This is the twist of the century. We didn't know this was going to happen. Now we're on to 3. Everyone is still in the game, baby.
So you gotta stay till the end.
This one could be the most painful one though. Antonio.
All right. Antonio is getting a Dracos. Here we go. Boom. Antonio is selected. Okay.
All right.
Down. We're
But
going
is
back.
Antonio. I
over-
don't even know if Antonio's around to
Oh,
I know they
Antonio's
commented
watching
on the stream.
comments.
Okay.
Then he won't mind if we burn it.
Yeah, because he can't.
The first one's getting burned no matter what.
Can't. Yeah.
So I
he
hope you
can't.
guys are ready.
Oh God. This is.
All right.
The suspense.
It's just crickets. That's a very
This one,
long.
yeah.
cricket.
And just don't be gold on gold or anything.
Waiting. Still
Okay,
waiting.
Transaction
Is confirming.
on clicking to confirm.
That's
Still-
because the network is actually decentralized.
A few moments later.
in theory,
longest-
it's actually been confirmed already, and we didn't just fire the event on the backside fast enough. That's all.
The
So-
longer it
Well, but
takes,
also
the more
this-
decentralized it is.
Before I scroll down, one of these things too is the way Amir built this is our generator is creating them one individually, one at a time on the back end. So it's not just like grabbing one that's already pre-made. It's actually
Wait.
generating too.
So Alts, you're saying it's magic.
Oh man, that was
Here we go.
where's
Come on, man. You scroll down. I want to see the damn
we're
thing.
ready? Are we ready? Whatever it's gonna be, we're destroying
Let's
it.
go. Let's do it.
Here
Here we go. Come on. Give me an alien with laser eyes.
Okay, it's
It's got an
it's-
RG on it.
It's
RPG.
Violet.
an RPG, yeah.
That's got to be an epic trait. Hold on. I got to look this up because I want to know. This is a legendary, probably. We're
I don't know,
probably,
that one's rare. I
we're
think
probably
that one's
about
rare.
to smoke a legendary trait. I just want to be
Yeah, I know.
sure.
Well, the back are kind of rare, but that one is I believe it is. It's not a legendary. I think it's common.
All right. Back.
4 back elements.
Oh, no. It's common. Okay. Good. I just
Yeah,
hadn't
yeah,
seen. Okay. All right. Yeah.
Which
All
if
right.
anybody's curious, you can always reference the Draco's grid. There's the trait list there.
Okay. Here we go. Let's go.
Okay, so swiping, and each one's a transaction because once again, we're burning this one, destroying it completely, and then we're gonna have to generate a new one.
Yeah, so that's why you probably had a decent amount, right? So was it 777? So you could, or 7, how many did you have? 7,000? So you could burn,
7777, yeah.
yeah, so you could burn.
No,
quite
the
a few.
supply will always be that. It replaces
Oh,
it.
it still will be? Okay. Even with
Yeah,
the burn?
yeah, yeah. It replaces
Okay.
it, yeah. Okay.
It's just a
Here
matter
we
of.
go. Swipe.
I have nothing I could be doing today. I couldn't. I don't need to be eating lunch or getting sunshine or going to the
Hey, you know
bathroom.
what?
It's why I try to go. I try to go
What
to the
could be
bathroom.
better?
I try to go to the bathroom like 4 times before we start these streams.
Okay, there he is. Swapped
Nice.
out.
Ooh.
That looks cool.
Okay.
Green
What are
Force
we?
Wide stockbroker with bubblegum.
I think. What are the traits there? We're making choices for Antonio right now.
Was Antonio able to chime in?
Antonio, can you chime in? Can you tell us to stop or not? If you don't stop, we're still here. Swipe it. It says swipe it, baby.
Nice.
Swipe it. Okay, good.
He's a
Thank you.
gambler.
I'm glad you were talking to him. Okay, so, and it tells you up top, we got 2 left. So let's use on
Swipe it. And if that was for the first one,
I
we're
kind of
doing-
like that one though. That's kind of eye-catching, right? As a PFP, you're like, oh,
it is.
yeah.
It's pretty aesthetic.
Yeah.
We're trying to get him a gold with laser eyes. That's what we're trying to get him right now. Come on, baby.
Yeah.
Come on. Oh no, you said keep it, and we swiped it. No.
It's too late. It's
Wait.
too late.
You confirmed. You have confirmed what?
Oh
You said
no.
keep it.
Yeah,
I have
you-
not. I have not long clicked to confirm yet.
Oh, you haven't?
No.
Oh, perfect. He said keep it. Good. There was a slight delay.
I
There
guess
was-
I guess I convinced him. Come on, you gotta
I
swipe
was
it.
literally.
Yeah.
No, it's cool. It does look pretty cool.
Yeah,
Okay,
we
so
saved
we're keeping it.
it. Yeah, we're keeping it. He says
Okay,
keep it.
I was on the long clicking halfway through when he said that.
And that's the benefit of the long click to confirm alts. This was a
Boom.
UX choice made long ago that saved this NFT. I would like everyone clip the last 2 minutes, and this is the use case for long click.
So let me show you something else that we just added. Did I put this on my grid?
I don't know what you did.
Um,
The new standards ad is just there, just ever present. I'm
Hey,
looking at
yeah,
him
you
buy, like,
actually, you know
100
what? I tried to do the banner on my cell phone, and just like the thing about the cell phone, like you know how you created that Dracos banner.
Yeah.
The thing
Yeah.
about the cell phone is it like cuts out just like small portion of like the middle of the picture that you have, and it doesn't let you crop it like a wider view of it. Have you noticed that? I could not get that banner on my universal
on the
profile
mobile app
property.
or what?
Yeah, on the mobile app. Yeah, it doesn't
Oh,
let
yeah,
you.
I'll have
Like it's weird.
We call that, we need optimization. We need to
Yeah.
optimize. So what we'll
So
do
we-
is Later on,
Yeah.
we'll call Steven at his house.
Bro,
Whatever you're
you
doing.
watch the stream, All right, so we added a new thing here called the Thunder app. So basically, it's just a generator, like a banner generator in this case, and it kind of gives you some traits for it. And what it's going to do is it's going to just automatically generate it for you. So you can just click choose your NFT. It'll load all your Dracos.
Make a banner for
This would be
Antonio.
one of the ones we just did. Yeah.
Yeah.
This
Make a banner
one was
for-
Antonio's, right? The tatted.
And Antonio was the one with the
Okay.
with the tie.
Or wait.
Yeah, that one.
Oh, the last one. Okay. Okay.
The last one.
Broker. Okay. So you just click that. It automatically loads it in there for you. You can click download. And that's it. Boom.
Watching you
Can't
click
share,
through
but
mini
yeah,
apps is about as enthralling as probably watching me click through mini apps.
Probably. Yeah. So.
So what I'm saying is,
But yeah, that's
absolutely-
pretty much it.
it's great.
Super
watching.
enthralling.
Go back, show it again. I got to see the final product, man. You before I can see the final product.
Oh, I thought.
I need to see the banner. I wasn't giving you a hard time. I'm just saying, like, that's our
Oh.
job. We're QA testers.
Oh, okay. Well, here.
We're showing people
Well,
what's
I don't
happening. All right, zoom way in on that bad boy. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Yep.
Bam.
Boom. Need a Twitter header? Done. If you didn't know, way
I
back.
could do this too if you want on my universal profile. I could update my
Oh yeah.
my banner in the background for my profile if you want.
Oh yeah. Do it. Do it.
Yeah. So it's optimized for both your universal profile banner and your Twitter banner,
Wow. Look at that.
but not
Again.
mobile.
Wow, you guys are smart people who have good ideas. You guys are smart people with good ideas. I'm just a guy. I'm just a guy with stock elements on his soundboard.
Fatality.
All right, we're waiting for Dan to update this, and then I think we're into a dad joke, and we're done.
All
Oh,
right.
yeah. While he's doing that, I can just run. I can do it.
Here we go.
I just shared my screen. I don't know.
That was
Let's see it.
fast.
I'm trying to look at it. Yep. Okay, I got it. Now you just got to go to your home screen.
Hold on.
We're
Let
looking
me,
at Draco's right now. Yeah, just click my profile.
let me
I don't think he's made the banner yet.
Okay, you can see. Yeah, you can see. I need to go. Let's see. I grab the banner here, right? Let's see what's going on here. This is it. Why is it all messed up?
I don't know why
I think you just have to refresh.
Yeah.
Refresh. This is what we do. We show in real time how we use apps.
Is it the Flameborn?
Thunder.
Which one?
Thunder.
It's
Thunder. Okay.
Thunder.
Okay. Let's see. Am I? Okay. There we go.
Boom. He's connected now. I'm gonna make one too while we're at it. I'm gonna try to beat you in this block.
All right. Well, this is the guy that I'm using right now. I don't see the other one though. Where's
Well, I
the
haven't
other?
sent it to you yet.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
I'm busy.
I wasn't sure.
I can send it to you right now. Let me see.
He's been kind of busy, Dan. Jeez.
I'm busy making banners, bro.
All right. I guess I just download it, right?
Yeah,
There-
just click
there it is?
download. and
Okay.
It'll automatically save it as a high-res PNG.
Okay. Nice. All right. Then I can go to my. Is it,
And then that guy you got to change in your extension.
Oh, oh, that's right. I have to do it in my extension. Okay.
Thunder.
All right. You're gonna have to stop sharing my screen real quick because I have to actually show.
Well, it
some
doesn't show your
sensitive-
extension anyways. But
Yeah, your extension.
No,
will
no,
not-
no, no. I still have to. I have to show some sensitive information real quick. Can you stop sharing real quick?
Oh, you don't want to show nudes? Is that
they help with ratings though and viewer feed.
Yeah,
feedback.
no nipple slips allowed?
Let me know when the sharing stopped, and then I'll.
The sharing has completely stopped.
Okay. All right. Let me just.
I'm going to show my nipples instead now.
That's all we need.
That
That is all we need.
See this right here, this cliff. This is where the show started. You see we take credit for this little run here. This started exactly. Obviously, it didn't, but I'm gonna claim.
Just say it did, bro. Okay.
Then this is the moment we went live right here, and then what you've seen is the steady growth over the time period.
All right, you can reshare this.
Okay, working on it. Resharing. I'm an excellent live stream pilot.
Is it up?
Yeah. Well, it hasn't fully updated yet. Right now, I'm just got like the dragon's eye.
No, I mean, is my screen?
Yes, your screen is up, sir.
All right, cool. All right, so let me jump in here.
While you thought we weren't looking at your sensitive data, we got your social security number.
I just opened up a credit card in your name.
Great. All right, so let's see. How do I update the picture on here?
We must have been.
You have to do it in the extension.
Yeah, it's the extension itself.
I thought you did it in.
No, you can do it on. I think you can do it on your page.
Defolio, I'm pretty sure.
Defolio, but I think Universal Everything. It's
here it is. You edited it right here, right? Okay, there it is. Change cover. Okay.
Hey.
And downloads.
We must have been doing a really good job selling during this live stream because the price is pumping.
All right, I just sent you that Draco Metaversal as well.
Nice.
Okay, we're looking at your screen, and I'm waiting with bated breath.
Bated breath.
Nope, there it is. Long click. Oh, here we go.
Oh, you're still changing it. Oh man. Okay, let me send these other two Dracos.
Yeah, I'm updating the battery.
Let me find Antonio.
Tell you, if I don't get something to eat soon, I'm gonna be real punchy.
Wait, right, here's two Antonios. Which Antonio was it?
It was Antonio.
Twitter. Antonio.
Go under my original post. You'll see the
Antonio Montana, man.
It's been updated.
Right. Yep. So refresh your page now, homie.
Oh, it's still the old one. Come on. It might take a second.
Yeah, it might take a hot minute. This might be the ultimate letdown.
Shout out to Antonio for putting your Universal profile in your Twitter bio.
Or maybe I need to.
Yeah, everybody should have their up in their bio.
I refuse to have my up in my Twitter profile. Refuse.
Son of a bitch.
I'm not doing anything. I refuse.
Well, you refuse, you lose.
I also remember putting up in my name a long time ago and being like, everybody should put up in their name.
Yeah, all the cool kids are doing it.
And then I was the first one to be like, and delete. And
things run a lot slower on the live when I'm sharing my screen too.
It's called QA testing. It always works worse. Ready?
Wait,
it's
so
like
which one was?
It's like watching it's like watching water.
Okay, who won the tatted one, or which one did Antonio?
Well, it's going to take a second to update. So
hold on. I'm going to go to yours. I'm going to see. Yeah, sometimes is the back end stuff that needs to come together to make it all. No, I got it here. Check this out, homie.
Hey, Eth, who won? Which one did Antonio get? Hey,
the guy with the
stockbroker or the tatted one?
Yeah, the stockbroker.
Okay.
I'm glad you read my mind as I went like this.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I'm sure you did. Here we go. Whoop. There we go. Metaversal updated, and we got the banner. I don't know why on your end it's not.
You see it on your end?
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay.
It looks gorgeous.
Oh yeah, it looks clean.
It looks gorgeous. See, just like that. Look what you did, right? Like that.
Bada bing, bada boom.
So,
Yeah. Well, I guess it's not working on my end yet, but like maybe it's my connection. It's a little slow or something.
No, what I think it is I think you just have your browser cached, right? So it's just showing an old page. So if you deleted your browser cache, I bet you it's fine.
Yeah, you're probably right. But at least you got it up. So yeah, I like it. Looks good.
Looking good. I also love how see the pink pill bottle there? That was from Rox. She made that.
Yeah.
And I
OG
think
one.
that thing is an NFT because she wasn't going to. So we also have the original artwork on that too.
That's right. We have like a Luxo community treasury
Wait.
of the OG
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
That doesn't make any sense. That should be a Dracos as well. I don't know why the pink pill is even there.
I don't know why. Yeah. Well, in the future, yeah, right. Like we have a dislocated view. You got on one screen the pink pill, on the other screen the Draco. And I am now stuck clicking screens I shouldn't be clicking. All right, here we go. Now we're off. All right, this is me,
Antonio. Yeah, I've sent you yours. And then who was the third one?
Angel D.
Angel D. That's right. Got the other guy. Okay, let me see.
All right, record-breaking live stream. We're now 43 minutes away from another live stream that I've we're gonna call it here. Dan, I appreciate you showing up and hanging out. This is
Thanks for having me.
per usual. Anytime, please. And Altan, you got any dad jokes for me or what?
I do. Let's see what we got here. Okay, so I got a few. So what was the first form of pop-up notifications?
Pop-up video.
The toaster. That is the OG.
Interestingly enough, my middle daughter lives in Hawaii. She lives on Oahu. And she sent a message into the family group chat I read a little while ago. She said, "Oh, great. Look, I found a cockroach in my toaster," which is interesting. Gross. Not
True
what you want.
story. As a kid, I opened up a box of Pop-Tarts, opened up my little foil wrapper, took one, cracked it open to eat it, and there was a cockroach inside of it. No
Whoa.
joke. No
Nasty.
joke. So never bite directly into the Pop-Tart.
I mean,
Always
hey,
crack
a
it
little
open.
extra protein never hurt anyone, you know?
So gross, man. Yeah.
Listen, they sell bugs on the street of Bangkok, and I didn't eat any of those either.
Ugh,
They're just a little crunchy, you know?
no, this one wasn't cooked. Yeah. So yeah, just so you know, that's possible with Pop-Tarts. Okay. So what did the buffalo say to his son as he left for college?
This one has me stumped. I don't even have an idea.
Bye, son.
Damn it! I knew it.
You're on that.
I couldn't figure out. Oh God! I was like, it's got to be something with bison, but I didn't stop and just say "bye, son."
It was close. It was you were. I could see you circling it.
All right. Do you have any
All right,
more?
so I got one more. Okay, so there's this kid who burned down the house, the family house, right? And the mother and the father are just standing there behind him watching. What did the father lean into the mother and say?
Go in and get your bag.
He said,
No, well-
that's our son.
Ah, that makes sense.
These are
Yeah.
see, you did it.
That's a good one.
Play on words. Play on words. All right. Okay. Hans says, "Thank you guys. Great stream. Appreciate you for sticking around, Hans. Hopefully
Hans.
people enjoyed this. This is a record breaking. We've been going for a very long time, but when we started doing this new format, the whole goal was to do more of like a Rogan style, just whatever happens, and if it's entertaining, it's entertaining. But at the same time, deliver some information. So I think this is great. And again, with more voices willing to step forward, I love Metaversal that you're coming on and talking. We had family today. I was messaging with Mustafa. We're going to drag Mustafa out too, who's the DevRel for Luxo, and we'll grab more and more people and bring them in and have conversations because we got to build this community. And I feel like, like we've got something unique here. Not every community has its own little nonsense media, right? I mean, it's cool.
And shout out to all the builders and creators that are dropping stuff that we get to experiment with here.
Yes, we're QA testers for hire. You have to pay us nothing, only your bill.
And thank you, Angel D. I just saw your I was looking at making sure I had the right profile. So perfect. That helps. Thank you.
Yeah, hot damn. All right, guys. Well, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna play it out now. So I hope you guys really enjoy your weekend. Have a great time. Dan, I don't know what you're up to. You got any big plans?
No, I mean nothing huge. Yeah, just lots of work to do. So yeah, it's probably stayed on here longer than I should. My wife is probably wondering what the hell's going on.
Good. All right, well, do that work. I'm hoping to get outside a little bit. It's softball weekend. It's that time of year for me. The one thing I want to pass along this message is what my brother tells me every day. If 100 of us invested $100, right, it would make a big difference. So we're just that far away. If you got 1,000 of us and we each invested $10 every day, I mean, this would be good stuff. Now, who has $10? Well, I'm going to beat up the kid down the street for his lunch money. I'm going to take that every day. No, really. It's just it's only a matter of time. It's an if, not, it's not an if, it's a when. So just keep bringing it. Like I said, invest time. The more time that you invest, yes, time equals money because you can spend it in a lot of places. But if you invest time, good things are going to happen day over day, week over week, month over month. We're going to start to see really exponential gains here. So on that note, we are setting a new standard here for blockchain and entertainment. Maybe a low standard for entertainment, but blockchain's high. So
we're starting at a level that we can raise the bar. We don't want to start too high. Right?
Yeah. Do you need Angel D's link? You got it?
I just sent it over. So all 3 Dracos have been sent.
All right.
Thank you guys for playing.
Okay. Well, we'll be back again Tuesday for a live stream. And until then, stay pink, friends. And we're still live with audio while I try to figure out where this music is. Oh yeah, right here, feeding the ducks.